bastard sermon. You motherfuckers.
Welcome to another episode of the Bastard Sermon. I'm one of your two hosts, Cody Hucker.
And Luke Young.
And Patrick's not here. He died in a fire. Moved right
Again.
past that. Again, died of AIDS in a fire. It was weird to die of both at the same
It was
time.
an AIDS fire.
AIDS fire? Like
Yeah,
just a...
if you didn't know, if
How does that
there's
work?
enough like AIDS presence in the air, it's just flammable.
He spontaneously AIDS combusts?
Yes.
Sick. Fuck yeah, dude. All right, we've got our buddy Jason Kee on. Jason, it's a Grandpa's Basement edition. Pat's got some shit to do, so we just I haven't seen Jason in what is it, a year and a half now?
Yeah, probably close to that.
Been a long fucking time. And Jason was like, I'm going to Montana for who knows how fucking long. It might be the rest of my life. And want to hang out tomorrow, the only opportunity that we can hang out. And I'm like, fuck yeah. So you're coming on the podcast too, because he just got here like a couple hours ago. If you guys don't know Jason, you probably don't fucking know Jason because he's just our buddy. Like, this is a podcast with no agenda. We're not here to plug Jason's fucking metalcore band.
He was
or
on like
fucking
episode
his
6.
art page. Yeah, he was on episode 6 though.
Something
and
like that.
that episode finished on a cliffhanger that we never got to 131 episodes later, where it was just like, I might go to jail. Who knows?
Oh yeah, then I did.
And now we're here. But dude, before, like I said, this is just no agenda, us bullshitting. Grandpa's Basement. Pat's not here. Jason will just be hanging out and shit like that. Just
Hanging
chill.
out.
Just hanging out.
Kicking it.
We have
Touching buds.
something. I wasn't on last week's episode because
No, you missed out on a good time. I ran the show and everyone loved it way better than it was with you running it.
yeah, now no one's gonna download because I'm back.
Yeah, they're like, "God, fuck, this guy's here."
Yeah, fuck that. I hear my kid crying. Oh, this is just the best environment to record in. Jason, can you shut that door a little bit so that it's not all fucking just baby squalling? Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. But last episode we were supposed to talk about this because I brought it up in a group chat after I've been playing. I just been going ham on Ghost of Tsushima.
And made me mad.
Made
You made
Luke
me
so upset.
verbally mad. I was in a party with the Juggalos and my other Xbox party friends.
This is why immediately you're wrong. Whatever argument you
And-
have, just
and-
based on your friend choices, you're wrong. Whatever you say.
So not true.
You can just
How
look at
could
Luke's
you
friends and
just-
be like, I agree with Cody more.
How are you about to profile Juggalos like that?
Every juggalo that I've ever met's a scumbag.
Oh,
I know.
Jason, you know juggalos. We grew up around the same people.
I
Yeah,
know
they're
quality. I know quality Juggalos.
Tell me about the juggalos you know, Jason.
I'm pretty sure they drink a lot of semen.
Semen, like methy semen. Like if you mix fucking like radiator fluid with semen and meth, and that's their primary beverage besides
That
Fago.
sounds like some sort of like warlock potion.
They do look like they all do meth.
For sure, 100%. Yeah.
Like, oh god.
I don't know. I've never met one that isn't. If you watch American Juggalo, that's all of them. That's not just like they didn't just edit it together to have the hit as people. No, that's all of them. Like they just, you could turn on your fucking, you could remake
No,
that
like that's
at any
that's
gathering.
for sure them at their core. But like the Juggalos I know, like one runs like a pizza joint, like the whole shop. The other one is a head cook at a Longhorn.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like the but once the
I'm
Fago
not gonna
starts
talk shit,
spraying, but once the Fago starts spraying, that's when you'll see the other side of them.
By the way,
But once
he's not
the Fago's off and they're on their way back home.
By the way, this guy
back
is
to
not the head chef of Longhorn. What he is the kitchen manager for corporate.
Yes.
I know how this works because
Yep.
they send him a menu. He's not like, what will I make on my? I gotta make something for spring. I gotta make sure that I have spring seasonal vegetables.
No,
he's
brought
like
menu ideas.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. And then they get rejected, and he's like, "What if we made
No,
a
no,
Fago
no.
confit with
Yeah,
like
orange and gray Fago.
He's got every fucking bar recommendation idea.
Hey,
It's
these
like,
Juggalos
yeah,
are quality people.
no, Ernie, we're not gonna. Sorry, Hatchet Ernie. I gotta call you by your
We're gonna have
street
these
name at the
Juggalos on the
Outback
show
Steakhouse.
somehow, someday, and you're gonna love them.
I bet I will.
I
I like
guarantee
crazy
it.
people. I like people that are just fucking weirdos. Like that's who I hang out with. Like we're all just fucking like degenerates and freaks and weirdos and people that don't fit in anywhere else.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. Wasn't that our friend group growing up, Jason?
Kind of, sort of. But
Why aren't you guys fucking Juggalos? Y'all would have fit right in.
I just keep thinking about this like little documentary that I watched about a tour that they were going through, and all the people just were fucking disgusting.
You're talking about American Juggalo.
Probably.
Hold on, I'll pull it up real quick. Keep talking
American
about
Juggalo, guys, if you guys haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. It's free. Just type it in.
It's like 22 minutes long. It's not a fucking long one. This is it, Jason? Where they're lighting fireworks?
I have to see who the host was.
This has been overplayed on every podcast
dude,
ever, so we don't have to do this for too long.
There's one dude in here who talks about how he's like on a kidney transplant list, but here he is at the fucking gathering,
Chugging
just
Faygo.
wrecking his body.
Like, I can understand liking ICP, but dude,
not on this level.
like there was like a couple there, and they were first cousins, and they made it blatantly obviously that they were, and it was pretty fucking gross.
These two?
I don't fucking know. Is that them?
They're all smack. I don't know. Juggalos are smack. But anyways, the point is, the reason that we bring up Juggalos at all is because Luke was hanging out with Juggalos. You were hanging out with these freaks.
I was in an Xbox party with him when you put it in the party in the group message.
Did you start torturing them with your opinion of
No,
like,
they all
what I was
agreed.
saying?
They are all on my side.
Okay, well, when I posted something on Facebook about this and I elaborated my feelings on it, a lot of people did agree that I had a point on this thing. And
yeah,
my
but
point
mouth
is,
breathers hang out with mouth breathers.
Hold up. Oh, so fucking Mark Borison is a mouth breather, bro? Hey,
No,
you hear
of
that,
course
Mark?
not. No, of
hey,
course
Mark
not.
Borison, shout out Mouth Breather City up in this bitch. He's about to be the only famous person we ever interviewed for this whole show, and you
That
just
dude
called him
is
a
gonna
mouth
be
breather.
So big, yeah.
He's called him a mouth breather. He's about to be like Kevin Smith, but fatter.
He's gonna be like the next nerdy tech dude in movies and shit like
yeah,
that.
dude. He'd be in like the Spy Kids 5 or whatever. Just opening a door quick.
5.
Yeah, he's just on the fucking. He's on the watch phone. He's on the watch video or whatever that they whip up, and
I can't wait.
he just opens the door for him through some fucking like he just types into a computer and it opens. That's
All
for
right,
sure.
so
him.
so go ahead and
So
yeah.
I said that Ghost of Tsushima is the hot chick of video games in the sense that it's like fucking like holy shit, this is like oh my god, so hot, like just want to like I want to tear it up, I want to fuck that game so bad, like oh man, it's so pretty, like the graphics are so good, holy shit, the graphics, and then you play the main story and you're like the fucking core story is good, what the fuck, dude, like this is crazy, like this is incredible. And then after you put in like a good solid 20 hours and you start doing side shit, I play like completionist style. Like I want to do everything, or so I thought. And this game has a couple side elements to it. So a couple side stories, like there's a Yuna side story, there is the Warrior Monk side story, there's the Sensei Ishikawa, am I saying that right? His side story, and then there's the fucking the Adachi clan, the last woman, whatever the fuck her name is, that side story. And the only one that's appropriately long is the Uniside story. 4 missions, and all 4 suck, and that story that they tell sucks and doesn't need to be in the game at all. Whenever they do any type of side quest shit, the camera sucks. Like, this super cinematic game that does such a good job with all of its main fucking quests that, like, perfectly positions the camera every single time and makes it look cinematic and beautiful. During every side mission, puts the camera up in the corner of the room and like shows you the shittiest lighting version of, like, they just couldn't give a fuck less when they created this side mission. And it's 9 of the most repetitive, like, oh, run here, kill these Mongols, run back, oh, the mission's over, go find fucking Sensei, then ride your horse up 1.2 kilometers and then meet him here, scout the location, kill some more fucking Mongols. And they're just telling a story that you just do not give a fuck about. Like, I didn't care about the Warrior Monk story. There was one good mission out of 9 playable missions. There was one solid mission where you get to like destroy this horde of fucking Mongols at Cedar Temple or whatever. They're overthrowing the temple. It's one of the last ones. Spoilers, by the way. We're gonna be talking about all kinds of fucking spoilers for this game. So just tune out if you don't want this whole fucking entire thing spoiled for you. There was 1 out of 9 that was good. And it wasn't good because of the build up to the story. It finally got to a place. It was just like they had one really fucking heartstrings moment where you felt like these were real characters and you wanted to fuck people up at the end of it. I'm sorry, the last 2, the Mission 8 and Mission 9, where you defend the temple and then you find dude with all of his fucking arms and legs hacked off, and then you got to go kill the last guy, and you come up and dude's already destroyed the whole place and set it all on fire and murked everybody already. That was tight at the end of that. Yuna's side story sucked dick the entire time. There was nothing fun about it. 4 completely useless missions. All of the other 7 missions on the Warrior Monk story sucked dick. All of them.
Yeah.
Every last one of them. Terrible. The fucking Ishikawa one, sure, when you first get the bow, dope. Great fucking side story. After that, you're hunting Tomoe, her fucking old apprentice. And it sucks the entire time, and it still hasn't been fun one time ever. I haven't played one of those that I was like, fuck yeah, and I really care about this story. There's 9 of them, and you can't even finish the last one until you beat the game, until you beat the main story, which, by the way, is phenomenal. The graphics are crazy. All the little details me and Jason were talking about. He walks through grass and, like, touches the top of the grass if you move slowly. There's cool armor choices. There's fucking, like... everything is just looks beautiful and seamless whenever you travel, but it's just like all the side shit's boring, all of it. Like the fox shrines, all the Inari shrines, boring as fuck, bro. Like you do 4 of them and you're like tight, or you do several of them, you get all your charm slots. After that, you get weak ass charms and you just don't give a fuck. Like, and it's never fun following the fox. It's just like he gets lost, he gets trapped sometimes, and he'll like have to spin around a tree, and then it's just like, this sucks dick. The first time you find a golden bird, you're like, oh, this is awesome. And then after the 100,000th time that a bird's flying, I'm like, I'm not following you. I know you're gonna take me to some dumb fox shrine, or like the hot springs to rejuvenate your health, where you gotta reflect on your uncle, or you gotta reflect on your dead horse, or whatever the fuck it is. I'm just like, come the fuck on with this shit. Isn't there a way to do this through a leveling up system? Like, it'd be cool if the hot spring was there and you could just rest if you wanted to do it, but it's not like integral to maximizing your health. The haikus suck dick, and I don't care about the headbands. I never wore a headband one time. I hate the haikus. I did like 4 haikus, hated it every time, and threw that shit right in the trash and never did another one. The fucking... whatever the shrines are where you find the little gates and you walk through them, and then it's like, oh, walk this way, and oh, it's kind of hard to figure out where to go, but like, oh, it's probably this crack, and you slide through, and then it's all cool, and you're at the top of a mountain. Yeah, the view at the end is dope, and that's it. And sometimes you do get some quality charms out of it, but I really fucking didn't care about it at all. And the climbing system sucks dick. I came off of Breath of the Wild onto this game that has the most basic climbing. You can't at all, because Breath of the Wild might as well be a fucking climbing simulator. And this thing, instead of allowing
also
you
a very different type of game.
Sure, but I would think that it would be cooler to find some strategic way to climb. If you could climb the same way that you could in Breath of the Wild, infinitely better. Instead,
I think
it's
they
like,
should have found a way
this
to implement the grappling
white.
hook better.
Yeah, like, and you can't like just throw it on the shit. It has to. It's like the typical like, oh, there's a white thing here, and you can't just get on any shit that you want. It's got to be specifically on the corner. So, and it doesn't always work real good. Like the mapping's kind of fucked on it. The combat's phenomenal. I don't know. There wasn't a lot of armor choices that I really gave a shit about. There was really like the Sakai clan armor that I loved, the fucking samurai clan armor that you get from Lady Adachi, and there's the ghost shit, which you don't even get until the 3rd act. And that's all that I fucked with. And I got them all. I got Gosaku's armor, the mythic armor. Doesn't do shit by the time that you get Gosaku's armor in the 2nd act. It's like, oh, this is too late for this armor.
But it looks
like,
badass.
It looks okay, but it doesn't look as cool as the Sakai clan armor. It doesn't look as cool as the samurai clan armor all the way upgraded. My sword and my fucking Tanto fully upgraded by Act 2, middle of Act 2. All my fucking armor that I was going to be wearing fully upgraded by the middle of Act 2. There's 3 acts. Fucking, there was a lot of problems, dude. Like, if you're trying to do side shit, I love the Mongol camps, but, like, it's a lot of the same shit. Like, they change it up just a little bit. Like, if you go to a farmstead, there's going to be hostages. Hated the farmsteads because I hate rescuing hostages. It's just a pain in the balls. Like, I like to be able to choose whether or not I want to be the ghost. And by the time that I got, like, halfway through Act 2, I was I was so high level that it was literally, I would just, like, run in there. I wouldn't even stand off. I would just come in there and just start swinging. I wasn't even trying to stealth it up because there's no point. I could whip everybody's ass just playing it, like, button mashing style. And that pissed me off. I got to Act 3, and they did get a little bit harder.
To be fair, you can't exactly button mash. Like, you do have to stand switch.
A little bit, but, like, not much. Like, for real, I stayed in swordsman stance the whole time. Got all my shit upgraded. Like,
swordsman?
Yeah.
You mean like rock stance?
I don't know what it's called. I have no idea what they're called. Rock, water, wind. I know that there's spearman stance, there's brute stance, there's swordsman stance, and there's shield stance. So I was the one that you hit fucking R2 and X, right? Okay. I was in that stance the whole time. Every once in a while I'd have trouble, like when you're beating Koten Khan, you gotta be in fucking shieldsman stance or whatever, like if you're battling your uncle at the end. The story, phenomenal. Great story, some really powerful moments. Like Yarikawa, the village, super powerful moment, dude. Like when they invade, the doors get kicked open, the main gates of the fucking thing or whatever, and you're inside of the thing defending both gates, and then you chase all the Mongols all the way back up, and then this is where you very first learn how to slaughter one of the fucking leaders or whatever, and you can go into ghost stance, and then dude fucking runs across the bridge, and he stops, and he's like, show them no mercy, and then you come in, and all the villagers just start hacking the Mongols to pieces. I was getting hyped, like standing up playing this shit. I was like, fuck yeah, dude, I'm the defender of Tsushima, bro. I'm the fucking shit right now. Like, I thought that my dick was 10 feet long. Like, for real. I thought it was so gangster. And there was so many good elements of that it made me feel like they were just being straight lazy on all the side shit. All the side shit was lazy as fuck. There was better ways to do all that shit. I got tired of the fucking, the systems for buying and selling shit, too. It was just annoying. Like, having to go to several, like, one merchant, dude. Give me one merchant that does everything, bro. Like, this is fucking retarded. I don't want to walk around, and then, like, they don't make it very easy to see the shit, so you actually have to explore the camp.
That gives no life to the whole village then.
Right, but after you've played it for like 55 hours, you don't want to see the same camp. I'm trying to come back to this camp just to get supplies, and I gotta like fucking run around to find the trapper because he's like jerking off next to a waterfall or something. And the fucking,
I know exactly what trapper you're talking about when you say that one.
Jagaku Temple. I'm like, you fucking motherfucker, where are you at?
Like outside the walls, like totally removed from the whole area.
Here? He's like, I am here to help you get bear skin off your dick. Like, all right, whatever. No. It's just, I don't know. Can you at least see my point on that? I think that it's like, it's not a fucking masterpiece.
I'll retort when you're done.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so the only point I will give you is that like you can max equipment out super dumb early in the game.
It's way too early. Way too fucking early. No repayability.
Right. But everything else is just so what? I mean, like you said yourself, the combat's incredible. The main story was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, so what, the side sucked. But
because it could be great.
To your
because it could be great.
Okay, it could be.
So tell me how they were great.
Your opinion.
Tell me how they were great, though.
Because if you didn't, I don't know if you knew this, but a lot of the characters that were in that storyline, except obviously the main character, were legit people. So when I found that out, I thought it was really interesting to follow their stories.
This shit happened in 1274, bro. They have no idea if these are real people. These could be complete made-up fucking people. This was 800 years ago. They have no fucking idea if these people are real. Are you
saying that we had no way of record-keeping 800 years ago?
Did you know that before cameras, people could just lie and everybody would believe you for 1,000 years?
Anyways.
Did you know that, Luke?
Anyways, like you said, the combat is perfect. The storyline is
not real.
You can't just
Jinsakai is not real.
That's what the fuck I said.
Lord Chimera is not real.
That's what the fuck I said.
Castle Canada is real. Canada?
I was saying that the main character and all that was not real. But like Ishikawa, real.
Really?
Yes.
The sensei?
Yes.
Is Tomoe real?
Tomoe is very real, but except Tomoe is like the lightning god in their culture, but I'm sure that person may have been named.
Okay.
Or the fictional person was
Yuna?
named after
Is that bitch real?
Probably not.
No.
But anyways, what
about
if the side sucked and you didn't like the side stories?
It was whack.
It gave you like what do you want from the game? It gave you the quality storyline, which is what is supposed to be the main of the game.
Right. And it's not a masterpiece if every part of it isn't great. Okay? Hear me out.
Correct.
The Witcher, I hate to bring it back to The Witcher 3 because everybody's trying to clone
it. Everyone brings it back to The Witcher, and
the reason is because they made their side characters awesome. They made you care. They put just as much effort into those side stories and developing those characters as they did the main story, which they could have done in the Ghost of Tsushima. That's why people bring it back, because it's spectacular storytelling. And I get that it's based on source material that they already have to work on, but so is the Invasion of the Mongols, motherfuckers. You can figure out a great story in there, and you can tell it better, and you can put better camera angles and make it seem like that you gave a shit. The
story was incredible. You admitted that.
The side story was not.
All right, you're talking about the side stories, yeah. But
right,
the main
which is
story,
the issue that I have. You know how they made it look cinematic and beautiful and all the main story.
I'm just saying,
and you're
you can't
captivated
the
entire time.
Say a game is not good because the side.
I'm not saying it's not good. You're
okay.
missing my point. I'm saying that it's like a 7 or 8 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of 10 like everybody's saying.
Then I'm fine with this.
I don't fucking think that it's a masterpiece. I think that visually, it's one of the most beautiful games that I've ever seen in my entire life. I can't believe that on my regular PS4, not a PS4 Pro, a 4K HDR TV, but obviously it's only going 1080. This thing looks 60 frames a second. I know it's not, but there's not a lot of of stuttering for as much as you're getting on the screen. The color palette that's out there is phenomenal. I can't believe that it plays as smooth as it does. It's not jerky. When you do get stuck, they have a debug built into it. Like if you ever got stuck like jumping on a rock and you button mash and then the screen will flash and you'll just be standing there. Phenomenal. Great design there. They don't make you fucking restart it. They ironed the kinks out of it. But there's things that I wish that they would have done differently. Like, for instance, hate to call it this, but they're straight up ripping off The Witcher 3's Witcher senses. But they did it shittily. Because a lot of this game is being Detective Sakai. Like, Detective Sakai's on it. Kappa ate your dad. No, I bet it was just bandits. And then you got to follow these footprints. But instead of going into fucking Ninja Vision or whatever, Samurai Ghost Vision, whatever the fuck it's called, and being able to see the footprints like they do in The Witcher because you can smell stuff, so it's highlighted in red and everything else is like black and gray around you, right? No, this one's like, no, we're just going to make the fucking enemies light up red, but none of the footprints. So with all this footprint following that you're going to be doing throughout the whole game, we're going to make it like to where you got to really, really fucking stare to find these footprints and not lead a steady path of footprints. We're going to like do like 8 footprints and then fucking 120 feet later there'll be more footprints in the grass though, inexplicably, and you've been following the trail the whole time. Like, just fucking make it red, dude. Make it so that when I go into Samurai Vision, this motherfucker is red. Like, that is a problem. Why didn't they do that? I got bored with the...
You're mad you had to work for it?
Well, I don't know. There's a couple things that I just didn't like. Like, I never used the black powder bombs because I didn't like how throwing them worked. I don't like how slow the blowgun is. It took me way too long to figure out that the bow is actually good.
The bow is
starts off
incredible.
like ass, though. The bow starts off like straight ass. The half bow.
I loved the bow.
Also, I almost forgot this. They missed a huge element to this game that they had one tiny little fucking nut hair of, and they should have had a giant amount of it, which is like mystical, like fantasy elements that they didn't play into heavily enough.
Yeah.
You could make the point, that's not what they were going for, but if you play one of the first mythic fucking side quests to get the longbow, you straight fight a demon in this cool-ass, like, crazy fantasy realm. So if that's in their game, too, they could have incorporated way more of that. Like, you remember the Far Cry 4 missions where you would go and do that fucking weird shit and go into that realm or whatever the fuck?
Yeah.
So that shit was dope. They missed a huge opportunity for, like, some weird, spiritually crazy sides. They should have incorporated. That would have made it better.
No, I agree with that.
That would have been
pretty
phenomenal.
cool to have a fantasy element.
Bring
added to it.
dragons into it. Bring lightning gods into it. Bring wind god. Bring, like, fucking make this, like, I'm fighting crazy shit, like, as a fantasy side element. Like, I think that would have made your side shit so much more meaningful. Like, it would have been so much cooler to experience, like, these crazy things. And fine, if that's not what they were going for, why did you put it in the mythic side quest? I just don't get it. I don't fucking get it.
They're adding in a new game plus and multiplayer.
They should add in some fucking mystical shit because they're missing a giant thing that they could be doing inside of this crazy world that they've built. And I think that they just missed on a couple things. I still think it's a great game. But when you play really good storytelling games, you see where they fucking straight drop the ball. They're just like, we got to have extra shit because the world's big as fuck. Unjustifiably so. I really don't feel like that world needs to be as big as it is for how repetitive and boring all the shit that they stuck in it is. They could make that shit shorter. If there's a lot of fat they should have cut out. I think 3 acts is perfect, but they should have fucking made the world a little bit smaller, I think.
I think game companies go way too ridiculous with the collectibles.
Yeah.
Like you said with the Fox dens, like you get your charms and then you get bullshit ass charms that you don't give a fuck about anymore. You just kind of have to like suffer through getting like 200 of them just to get the trophy or whatever.
I don't think it's a bad game at all, bro. It's just a lot of monotony, and I love like the idea of 100%ing a game. That's a game that you very doably could 100%, and I just don't want to. The only thing that I want to do is get rid of the encampments, and I liberated all of the first 2 encampments, liberated 11 of them before I beat the main story, and now Jason was here.
What did you think about the 7 blades or whatever? That mythic
7
quest.
blades? Which
yeah,
one
you had to go to like...
Oh, where you fight... That one was kind of cool. I kind of like that, and then you meet the guy by Omi Temple or whatever, and it's...
Yeah, fighting by like the ocean, fighting by a cliffside, fighting in a...
I came across the first dude before I got the quest.
Field.
Like when I was just like going to do the Sakai armor quest, I found dude. He was just chilling.
I found one dude in a battlefield.
Yeah, exactly. He was just like in this burned out battlefield with the shit surrounding him or whatever, and he had a kid with him, and he was like, "You can go." And then I just like fucking whipped on him real quick, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of interesting." And then I got the mythic side quest later, and it was like they marked them all on the map, and then that one was like fucking grayed out already. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, but
that was cool.
By the end of the game, after you get all those mythic techniques and stuff, like you're just broken because you can do the like the
L1
quick
R1,
draw, the quick draw, yeah,
the triangle circle. That motherfucker wrecks on people, and then when you
kill
do the L1
drop
R1,
3, and then you can do like like turn your sword on fire.
yeah, incendiary oil, bro.
Yep.
That quest pissed
There's
me
some
off.
black powder bombs on some motherfuckers. Drop them.
That quest sucked dick because you had to find the campfires and you felt like you were gonna freeze to death at the end. Like, oh, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna. Oh, I'm there. Okay, cool. What the fuck? And then there's a guy up there, and I was like, okay, now it's cool when you get to fight the dude. And then I was like, I'm about to kill bro, and then he was like, okay, we're done. It's like, okay, that makes way more sense. Yeah, that was tight. Main story dope. They did a good job on the cinematography on the mythic quest. I just wish that if they cared about their side characters in the game enough to give you side missions with them, they should have like made it more cinematic.
More.
They should have done better storytelling. They should have also made the camera angles more cinematic. It's the only I've heard other reviewers complain about this in depth.
Pretty good.
Go back and play the side missions and compare the
like
camera angles.
Whenever you start a mission and it's like the camera's in a weird spot and it's got like a pretty good shot. At
talking about
angle.
When two characters are talking to each other, like they'll just put any other time in the game
my
during the
camera's
main.
just always right behind the dude's head, looking at the person. My camera's always been.
I'm not talking about your camera that you control. I'm talking about in cutscenes when they do their cutscenes, the way that they position the camera and their storytelling aspect of it, which is just sitting there watching these characters talk to each other, feels very impersonal. Where you know how like in the main story they'll cut like to a very cinematic shot of one person talking, and then cut to somebody else, and then cut to a wide shot of the fucking whole room. For the side mission, it would just be like wide shot of the whole room the whole time, and then like every 30 seconds, it would just automatically pan to the back camera, wide shot of the room from the other side for 30 seconds, like inexplicably change. I'm like, this is just like I could tell that they were trying to like rush. Like you could just tell that they rushed those fucking side stories, and it pisses you off. And there was a couple good moments within those side stories that I liked. And I was like, you could make this good, but you fucking bogged it down. Like, I've heard people bitch about too many side things that bog the game down, and that's true. It's 100% true. I mean, doing as many foxes that you can do is boring as fuck, dude. There should have been a better way to do that. Like, a couple of them, cool, but as many as there are, it's boring. As many as there are with that fucking boring climbing mechanic, I don't want to keep doing those fucking gate shrines. It's boring as fuck. Like, I just get bored. Like, going and doing the haikus sucks dick. I'll never do that. Like, for a headband that does nothing, it'd be one thing if that headband would be like, Jen Sakai's dick grows 4 inches if you put this head. Yeah, it'd be like, all right, cool. I get 4-inch dick that I could slap Mongols in the face with. Tight. I'm getting this headband. But no, instead it's like, it has your shitty haiku that never makes any fucking sense. Like, I looked at this tree, I looked at the sun, and I looked at the water, and it was like, my balls are very weepy today because I have thought about death. Life is a breeze. Like, what was that? What? I don't. It just sucks. It just sucks. And then you get a shitty headband, which would be that same headband no matter what you chose.
Did you get the Sly Cooper achievement?
I don't know. What is that?
You get an achievement for dressing up all Sly Cooper themed.
You can dress up Sly Cooper themed?
Yeah. You get the Gosaku armor with the blue dye. Then there's a sword set called Sly Tanuki. And then there's a headband called the Kama headband, and it's got a mark on the forehead that looks like his staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get the achievement for it.
All right, I'm never gonna do that because I don't care about this game that much anymore. Now that I'm through the main story, I'm like, that's beautiful. Now my brother gets to play this game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give the game to him after I finish the Mongol encampments. Do I get another cutscene after I drive all the Mongols out and I liberate everything?
No.
Of course I don't. It's pretty cool. It's a tight thing that they do, just not even fucking congratulate you on liberating all of Luke-Shima, the main thing that you're doing throughout the entire thing.
Well, duh.
Tight. Sick, bro.
Yeah, you finished the story, duh.
It's fucking stupid. And then the ending, there's not really two different endings. It's like, like you spared him. The ghost will be hunted. You killed him. The fucking, like, you did the right thing. You live in some shit-ass shack, or if you spare him, you live in this nice. And I feel like it should be the other way around. Like, dude's, like, he honorably killed his fucking uncle. That's what he asked him to do. He fucking, like...
Did you do both endings?
No, so I did what you said, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to fucking reload it. So I just looked it up on YouTube real quick, and I was like, oh, yeah, fuck that. I want this creepy-ass camp anyways. This camp looks cooler. Yeah. Which one did you do? Which one did you like more? I did them both.
Oh, what did I like more?
Yeah.
I like the runaway, not kill him, spare him.
Why? Where he puts on the mask at the end?
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you, uncle.
Yep.
I don't have any honor, and suck my dick. And then he puts the ghost mask on. You'll be haunted forever. And he's like, I don't care. My dick's 4 inches long. I hope they find me.
Yep.
I've been praying to die ever since I hit puberty.
I want to know if they do a sequel, which one they'll follow after too.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. There was some fucking disappointments in that great game. I mean, it's a great game. I recommend you get it. If you want to check it out, you're looking at it, fucking get it. But don't try to play it as a completionist. Like, don't think that you're going to, like, enjoy all the side shit, because you're not. It's just, did you really thoroughly enjoy all the side shit? Did you do all of it? How much of it did you do?
I am 96% complete.
Like, trophy-wise?
Collecting everything and doing everything on the whole
Where do you see
game.
your completion status? Jason, where are you going? You about to go smoke?
If you were to pull it up right now, I could probably show you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I hate spiders.
I know.
What'd you say, Luke?
I said I don't know offhand to tell you, but if you were to pull it up, I could show you.
Hell yeah. Well, I can't pull up Ghost of Tsushima right now. All right, that's all we're going to talk about. Jason's just sitting here waiting patiently for the dick jokes to start.
Jason's hanging out.
Yeah, just drinking whiskey.
Getting drunk.
Hell yeah.
Farting.
So, fucking moving on to, since we're already in the video games topic,
Yeah.
let's talk about it. I've been getting into the Souls games, and you wrote when we were writing down topics, Sekiro sucks. Jason, how do you feel about Sekiro, dude?
I think it sucks
Yeah, why is that?
because it honestly pisses me off.
Why is it hard?
I mean, yeah, kind of, sort of, but also like if you're fighting like a general or something, they get in these stances and then they do like this little like, cinematic move, and while you're hitting them, it does no damage. That shit pisses me super off.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. They just wreck on you too easily in those games, like those Souls games, the Bloodborne games, all that shit. Just like Sean keeps trying to get me to play that shit. He's like, Bloodborne's by far the easiest. You'll love it. It's it's the best one. Bloodborne's definitely the best one. He's like, please play it, basically.
Bloodborne
Please.
rules.
He was like, you suck at first, but then you get good at it, and for real, you're a badass by the end. And I was like, I don't care. This game sucks. Fuck that shit.
No, you
I don't
would love it.
I don't think so. I really don't. I've seen those games. I've played them. I don't like it. I don't like the vibes that they've set up in the games.
I keep forgetting that you don't like horror, no matter
I don't
how
like
dark
horror.
and creepy and weird you are.
Yeah, I'm not a horror fan. It's not what I like. Everybody that tells me to do it says that I like it because they think that I'm a horror dude because I like how I dress and the music I listen to.
Yeah.
But I don't like horror. I'm not a horror dude. I'm scared of stuff. Fucking it was weird sleeping
Cody
at
gets
night.
scared listening to his own music. He's just fucking gets halfway through fucking Rain of Blood and has to throw his headset off. Like, ah!
I'm too spooked, dude.
I think my biggest thing about Bloodborne I didn't like was you get like a max of like 6 different weapons or 4.
No.
What?
There's a fuckload of weapons in Bloodborne, my guy.
But there's only a couple that are actually so people want to use, you know.
Nah.
I think I saw my friend playing it, and he had like a saw blade, and he's like,
Dude.
he stuck with that thing the entire game.
I
Never
did
switched
too.
it.
I just maxed it out. But no, man, I got like a katana where I stab it into my sword and I make it even longer with blood. I've got a
That
scythe.
sounds tight.
I got a
It's
scythe.
hot.
It's like a long curved sword, but then I jab it into the stick, and then it folds down to a long scythe. Dude, I got a claymore. When I wave my hand over it, it turns into an even bigger claymore. Like, dude, this shit is nuts. The weapons are crazy.
Sounds gangster,
I
but
like
I
how
don't,
you made it sound like sexy.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
dude.
man.
it was erotic. Like,
dude, it's
Things and
badass.
stuff and-
jam my finger right in
Dude,
the
I
back of the
can't-
blade
I can't
hole,
get
just
enough of
wiggle
it.
it around a little bit.
Because like
And the end,
okay, so
pow, pow.
Sekiro was the first Souls-like game that I played and crushed. Like I'm not gonna say crushed. Like, I definitely got my ass handed to me by the giant gorilla, the silver gorilla that had the sword stuck in its neck. That dude gave me a run around for like 3 or 4 days. But
Yeah,
but-
fuck.
but
I don't
no,
want to be
that whole
stuck
game-
for 3 or 4 days. That's where we're different people. I don't want to be trapped for that long on something. I'm a maniac. Are you a fucking psychopath like you say you are? Because I am. I scream. I fucking yell. I talk to myself. Like, Jason saw me doing it
Because-
on Lord Chimera because he was here as I was finishing the game. Like, fuck, I just beat
Because-
it before you got here. And I'm over here calling him a bitch, telling him his dick's little. Like, there's kids around. I'm acting like a maniac. I can't be on a game acting like a complete fucking psycho lunatic like I already act.
It's because
even-
like I know when you play those games and you get to a boss like that, you know you can do it. You're just messing up because of you. Like, it's all about the timing.
How much fucking time is there in the day, though? Like, I don't care that much. Like, well, how good? What are you gonna
You
do?
know,
You
like
gonna be
when
in
you
the
were
fucking
telling me
national
earlier,
Sekiro
you were
championships?
like, I go to work, I come home, I raise kids. I go to work, I raise kids. It's me. It's like I go to work, I come home, I play cigarette. I go to work, I come home, I play cigarette.
Bro, you're not. It's very different. You can set it down and walk away forever if you want,
but
and no
I
one
don't.
No one will ever be mad at you.
I have a good time.
No one will ever be like, "Oh, you walked away from Sekiro, bro. You're a bad fucking video gamer, dude."
You're right. You're right.
You can't just leave these kids in the streets and walk off.
I'm just explaining why
There's
I have the time to do it.
I feel you. Even if I had the time, when I had the time before I had kids, like I didn't have shit to do.
I
fuck those games. I got Dark
I
Souls
loved
3
it.
and I hated it, and I knew I was gonna hate it the whole time. I was like,
Do you
"Oh,
have
this
it
is what this."
physical?
No, I bought it on Steam.
Okay.
Bought it on my PC.
I was like, let me borrow that.
Sean told me to buy it. I drunk bought it and then I literally played like 30 minutes and I was like, oh no, I see what this game is. I'm done. No, fuck that. Not even because it was too hard. I was just like, I don't like how it looks. I don't like looking at this world. I think it looks like shit. But I will say, have you motherfuckers seen the Demon Souls gameplay trailer for PS5?
Yeah, I can't wait for it.
Have you seen it, Jason?
Not yet, no.
Bro, check this shit out.
I can't wait for it.
I got stoked about this.
I think my biggest thing with their games is I hate how they're all almost exactly the same when it comes to like the
Combat.
the controls and fighting and stuff.
No
like
difficulties. It's always on the hardest
You just
difficulty.
gotta get good.
Fuck you, man.
Yeah, I mean,
that get
that was
good
the thing.
mentality sucks dick.
Get
though.
good.
Yeah, it really
wrecked.
does. It really does fucking suck.
It sucks so much dick, bro.
Like,
But boy,
I
it
played
does
the-
it like it. The feeling you get though when you finally defeat that boss that's been like ass reaming you,
Yeah, just being a cunt.
dude. It feels so good. You
Sure, but
can't
then
even
there's just
explain it.
Normal enemies that'll whoop your ass. I don't like
You're
how
right.
all the same shit, like you lose all your souls. Like, oh, you got to start right from the beginning and kill everybody.
No,
and
just don't
memorize
die.
a
Go
pattern.
collect them again.
That is so fucking annoying. Everybody reappearing that you've spent so much time destroying. Like, I hate that. I hate having to run past enemies. They're all some type of slow-moving zombie that could wreck you in one hit. Like, there is some diversity in the things. I understand that.
That's where like it kind of like gets you. Like you think you have to like, okay, so I'm dead. Now I have to kill all of these guys again. No,
Yeah,
you don't.
can run right
yeah,
past
you can
them.
just
I know.
run right
I've seen
fucking
Sean
past
play a
them.
bunch of it. But there are parts where you have to fight them. Like, you'll
Yeah,
get
like
stuck.
if you want to get your souls back that you just lost when you died, you want to go ahead and try
go
to
through
kill
the
them.
fog and then fucking get wrecked on immediately. Like, oh, I got to make it all the way to the fog before I get my souls. Cool.
Yeah.
Great. Solid, dude. I'm glad that I
Yeah,
didn't spend
dude,
that. Get like 2 Estus, which is your revive shit. And I'm like, this sucks dick. Like, and then there's stamina. I'm like, I'm playing video games. I'm playing fucking video games. I want to enjoy this. And you give me stamina like I'm in gym class. You give me like fucking health that I can't even pick up. I start with it, and after you've used it, well, suck dick and die, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Get good, fag.
Yeah.
Like that's what they
No,
tell
I
you.
know exactly
what
what
do
you
you
mean. I was like,
Sucks.
because I beat Sekiro and like I told you boys earlier, I just beat Bloodborne for the second time today.
Sean's on that shit. You guys would have.
I'm
so much to
playing.
talk about.
I'm playing the first Dark Souls, and I got to Smo and Ornstein, and I didn't have any humanity to call for like backup for like people online, so I had to solo it, and there's no way I could do it by myself. So I just restarted a whole new character so I could save my humanity. So when I got to that point, I could then call help. Like, yeah, I went through a process just to kill bosses like that. I had to restart a whole new character just to beat that
Pissed
boss.
me off.
Yeah.
And how does that not just make you want to quit playing it? Like
I don't
Jason,
know.
you're with me on this
Because
right?
I am crazy.
Well, I mean, I do kind of hate the games. They piss me off, but they have really good lore. And the thing is,
Yes!
I do. You're
Dude,
right.
the stories are so good.
you gotta dig into it though, because they're never direct with it. So it's like you just kind of, here you get like tidbits of information, and then you just kind of piece it all together.
Yeah,
Like, there's a
that's
big
how I got into it. Was like watching YouTube video lores of people.
Sean's
like,
told me about
explaining shit.
Bloodborne. He was like, the story's incredible, but they
Yeah.
don't ever tell you a story. You have to just find the story and
Right,
put it all together.
like earlier
And
today.
he's like, and it's one of the best, creepiest, fucking weirdest, like super in-depth stories. That's why he loves it and wants me to play it. And I would appreciate the storytelling if only the gameplay was different. I don't like that style of gameplay. I hate it.
Earlier
I fucking
today,
hate it.
I ate 3 umbilical cords, and then when an old man in a wheelchair tried to wake me up from the dream, and I said no, I killed him. And then a god who looks like a squid came down from the moon, and then I killed him. And because I ate 3 umbilical cords and killed him, I was then reborn as a squid god. And yeah.
Is that the real lore? Or?
That's the end. That's the end of the true ending.
Are you fucking with
you
me?
You are reborn as one of the gods. And you're like a little.
Is the umbilical cords is a real thing?
Yeah, you have to and you have to find them in 3 really weird places. You have to be real particular. You can miss them. You know what I mean?
So you have to put in this is the type of game you're putting in 500 hours to beat.
Yeah. No. So I checked my hours. I have 169. 169 hours in on this.
All the backtracking too just drives me fucking insane. I hate it so much. The backtracking,
dude. The NPC storylines are really fun though for it.
I don't believe you.
So Bloodborne's all about blood and whatnot. So there's this little church girl that you can save and send back to the safe haven, and then there's a whore you can find and send back to the safe haven, and they both give you blood, which can heal you and give you other bonuses as thanks. So if you take blood from the whore 3 times, the church girl will start to go crazy, and after you get past a certain point in the game, she will then kill the whore. And then once you get past another point of the game, she'll then try to murder you out in the graveyard because you're impure from having the blood of a whore inside you.
So don't save that little bitch is what the point of the story
That's
is.
just one. That's one storyline.
I get what you're saying though. It's really awesome that
it's badass.
I love that storytelling. I do, but the style of gameplay just isn't for me. If there was an easier mode, if there was a no stamina mode, if they just it was a straightforward fucking thing that you could just play, and I understand that the point of it is that it's hard to find this shit. They didn't create something otherwise it would just, you would mow down everybody eventually. That would be hard, but if you could just revive as many times as you want to get health, it would just be any other game. Wouldn't be that fucking hard. There would be no level of difficulty to it. People will breeze through these games 8 hours instead of putting crazy amounts of time and finding all the lore. And I understand, I get why people like it, but it's not for me. It'll never be for me. Good. That style of gameplay just drives me insane. And I was so disappointed to find out that Sekiro was that. Was it Souls-like?
Yeah.
I even asked you and Pat, before I got Ghost of Tsushima, I was like, does it have anything to do with Dark Souls type of combat style? Is there a... Do I have to pause at a bonfire, and that's the only place I'm going to be able to save for, a dumb amount of time? And, I got to save these fucking bodies that I collect? And they're like, it has nothing to do with that. I was like, is there a stamina bar? No. I'm in. Is it easy to kill people? Yeah, but you can get killed pretty easily. And I was like, how many hits? So, depends on your armor, but, usually, 4 or 5. I was like, I'm in. As long as I'm not getting wrecked in one hit, as long as I can kind of kill the other fucking characters pretty easily and I can upgrade that eventually, I'm in. I can do that. I feel good about it, but I can't do that fucking get wrecked on by the smallest of bosses just consistently for no fucking reason. It pisses me off.
Well, when you grow up, we can talk about it. All right, so we want to
When I
watch
stop
this
being a
Demon's
bitch.
Souls trailer.
Does Bloodborne have a sex doll that you talk to?
Yes, there is.
I'm pretty sure she's a sex doll.
Yes, so there's this doll that you can talk to that you level up, and everyone's pretty certain, according to lore, she's the sex doll to the old man in the wheelchair.
So I've not... Jason, you got to watch this. Wait, are you getting whiskey? All right, so this is, if for people not familiar, Demon's Souls came out before Dark Souls came out.
It was the start of it all.
It's on the, thank you. It's on the original PS3, the fat fucking PS3. It's got super shitty graphics or whatever, and they've updated it after this shit's become so famous. I don't know the studio that makes Dark Souls and all that shit.
Software.
Did they make Bloodborne too, or is that?
Yeah, they do it all.
Okay, yeah, so... Sekiro?
Not Sekiro. I don't actually. Yes, I think they did. I
was about to say then somebody that studio's getting sued because that's just Dark Souls and Japan edition.
Literally,
there's a lot of Souls-like. There's a
fucking
ton of Souls-like games out there now.
But this is where it all started, and people fucking love this game, and they re-upped it for the PS5. 4K, 60 frames a second. My TV's only 1080. The one out there is the good TV with the good color palette, so it's not going to be as good as it should look on this television, but you'll get an idea. And after you've heard everything that I have to say, I mean, I'm impressed by this fucking thing. This isn't the gameplay. This is just the opening or whatever. But dude, look at this fucking gameplay once I get to it. No, because nobody listening has the video.
Who gives?
If
a
you guys
fuck
want to look it
about
up, just
them?
look up Demon Souls 4K 60 frames per second gameplay
Look
trailer.
at this,
Really nice.
man.
Shit looks crazy, bro.
Jesus Christ.
It's 60 frames a second on a console.
What I can't get over is the scarf detailing, just because like none of the armors in any of the other Souls like games move like that. None of them. Like you can have capes that flop and move, but they don't have that type of motion.
And
like
if
that,
you
just
notice,
that does.
his shit is getting more bloody, which is a newer. They have that in Ghost of Tsushima, where as you fuck around, they get more bloody.
They have that in other Souls-like games.
Right, but it's not until the newer generations of consoles. Also,
Right.
the fucking soul absorption looks cool as fuck, where the blue absorbs into him. Like this whole thing is gangster as fuck. I mean, it just looks so fucking good.
It
I can't
really,
even.
really does.
Let me
The
get
lighting,
just
everything about
the
it.
particle
man.
effects. There's real ray tracing, which means that the light. Sean just explained this to me the other day, and I'm not sure he fully understands it. So I might just be giving you shitty third-hand knowledge, but light basically interacts in the game the way that it would in real life. Like it would appear in all the same places, like in puddles and in reflections and shit like that. And it fucking. Like, you'll see, like, that light source will work the way that light will work in real life instead of, like, mimicking what they think light should work like.
Right,
I don't know.
it's
really
very
how-
lifelistic.
Yes. Particles everywhere, dude. Everything looks
Oh,
great.
you missed that item you could have picked up, dude. You fucking rookie.
Cock.
It's tight, but dead air. So let's just get to the end of it. Hold on. The bosses, though. This shit looks gangster. I mean, I probably would get
It
wrecked
really
on.
does.
I would be over it, because...
dude.
Now, this shit doesn't look so, like, horror to me as it looks just like fantasy, which I get behind heavy. I love this fantasy shit, like, when it comes to, like, the Witcher type shit. I just don't like a world that looks like it's supposed to be a fucking Stephen King novel.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah, and then they show you the other, like, a compilation of the other bosses. This fucking crazy spider bitch. Yo, look at this shit, bro. The show looks gangster, but I would hate this game. I guarantee you I would hate it.
Yeah.
But it looks so good that it almost makes me want to play it, though.
I can't wait to wreck it.
One thing I don't like also about these games is like the boss fights. There's a specific area that you need to stand at a boss. Like I've watched my friend platinum the game. Look, they got what is it, area attacks, but as long as you avoid those, you're fine.
Yeah.
You just go right back to that spot. That's a sweet spot. And that's,
Yeah, it's fucking. You gotta really learn how to. That get good shit's real.
You have to like
You have
learn
no
their
other option.
attack methods and like what their like their tells. Like, oh, I'm about to do this attack, or if like they're just gonna what he was talking about, just swinging at you.
Right.
If you know to stand like to the right and underneath their belly, and just roll to the left, then you're fine. Yeah, you just stay in that sweet spot and fuck them up.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'll never know that because it pisses me off too much. I'm not good enough at video games. You're like legitimately good at it. You have time to invest and shit like that. I have time to invest. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'll definitely sit there and play video games when my son's like fucking crawling around and shit like that. I got time. I beat Ghost of Tsushima. I put a lot of time into it. I beat Breath of the Wild recently. I've actually gotten more into playing video games, but I've realized I'm not good at games. I used to be really, like, I wanted to be good at games, and I would argue with people, like, oh, I'm great at it. No, I'm not. I'm just not good at it. Like, I like playing games, but I'm not, like, these fucking, like, these crazy people on the internet. And then once I accepted that and realized it, I was like, okay, certain games are for me, certain aren't. All this is going to do is try to it's just going to piss me off. I'm going to be screaming all day long. I'll never get good. I'll slowly wade my way through this fucking bog of a gameplay experience, and after 100 hours, I'll hate it and finish it, and then fucking play the next one to keep up with it. And I'm not doing that. Fuck that. It sounds horrible. No thanks.
You'll
All
get
right.
good someday.
We've been on this fucking video game topic for forever, and a lot of games come from GameStop, shoehorning this in. You used to work at GameStop, dude?
Dude, GameStop sucks.
Fuck GameStop. Fuck GameStop in the dick hole with an even bigger dick
Have you
than
been
the
to a
dick that you're
GameStop
fucking
recently?
the dick hole of. Dude, yes. So when I say recent, I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast or not, but did I tell the story about yelling at the dude at GameStop because of fucking Mario Party or whatever?
No. I need to hear about this. Why are you yelling at people?
Well, because I have little emotional control sometimes when I get angry. I get mad and I fucking can't control it and I scream at people. So it's not the best way to handle your emotions, but it's the way that I handle mine because I have no fucking like therapy and no pills to keep me sane and calm, which I probably need. That or Lloyd was like, learn MMA, but I was like, yeah, I'm too much of a fat fuck and I'm not committal, so no, probably not. Just give me the Prozac. That'll work better. But this time I found it justified to yell in the face of a fucking like 22-year-old GameStop employee making $9 an hour in front of children that are in line because the day before I was yelling at him, I was in there buying a Nintendo Switch for Allie for her birthday. So this is back in July, end of July. And I also bought, she decided to get Mario Party, and I don't know anything about Nintendo at all. I know nothing. I know that I wanted to play Breath of the Wild because Sean told me it was an amazing gameplay experience. So I was like, fuck yeah, dude, I'm in. Allie was like, let's get Mario Party. And I was like, I know nothing about it. Let's look it up. Perfect reviews. Everybody loves it. If you love board games. I found out later, which me and her don't like. So we get this game, and it's
y'all
a big,
so funny.
giant fucking board game.
Yeah,
You don't
y'all
like-
are so funny.
You don't like Mario Party?
No, I hated it.
It's literally
fucking hated it.
It's the game that destroys friendships, and as long as you're the biggest dick, you're gonna win.
And you're saying that because I'm the biggest dick, I should love it?
Yeah.
Like, because of what an asshole I am? I hear you. I'm not mad at you for saying that. You're right, but, like, I don't
I can't
like
wait to hear
a
why
game
you're about to yell
where
at
you roll
someone
dice.
for buying a game that you didn't know.
So she
or
bought it for
researched.
$60 brand new, and then took it home,
'Cause
took the
it's a
plastic
Nintendo
off
game.
of it, put this shit in. We didn't like it. Unsatisfactory product for us as consumers, patrons of the GameStop. We could have bought this bitch anywhere else. Any fucking where else. You buy it at Target, take the plastic off this bitch. Guess what Target will do if you don't like it the next day? Not even 24 motherfucking hours later. Because I swear to God, I bought this Switch and Mario Party at... What time does GameStop close, Luke? You used to work there.
Like 9 o'clock.
Okay, so we bought this bitch at like 8:50, all right? I came back in when GameStop opens. These lazy fucks open at noon, you know, because, we're a fucking gamer store, bro. We don't wake up till noon. We know you don't. Yeah, we do. Shut up and be a store, you fucking nerds, you big fat fucks. Just get in there with your pimply faces and your lanyards. Inevitably, you have a lanyard with a bunch of fucking superhero pens all over it. I know Luke's got one in his car
You have
right
to.
now.
I don't, but
Yeah,
you have
no
to have
option.
one.
You gotta have a fucking
You do have to
lanyard.
have
It's
one.
gotta be all marble.
It's
Otherwise, you're
flair.
a fucking dork to the other dorks. You're like the superest of dorks if it's not all fucking like blinged out with the. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, it's
The-
flair. You have to like get one. Basically.
Gotta have to. You have to. You absolutely have to. So yeah, they open at 12. I'm there at 12. So how many hours has passed? Fucking 15 hours. Not even 24 fucking hours later. The same dude that sold me the shit's there, and he looks me in the eye when I say, "Hey man, we got the wrong shit. We don't like this. I would like to return this for full price." Which any other goddamn respectable institution would give you full price 15 hours later for something that's obviously not damaged in any way, shape, or form. And they're selling used copies for like $50 fucking still for Mario Party. Used copies. They were like,
It's Nintendo's
well, 15
policy.
hours later, it's worth $20. And I was like, you're telling me that 15 hours after I bought a fucking $400 Switch with a protection plan on it, and I bought this $60 game, that the $60 game's now worth $20 because I took the plastic off? I was like, I still got the plastic in my fucking trash can. How about I go get that, and you rewrap it, and then sell it as a new copy, and we'll fucking call it a day, man. And he was like, sorry, bro, can't do that. And I was like, fuck, you can't do that. Give me my fucking money back right now. Like, being real threatening to a 22-year-old who's just, like, all smug, like I won't punch him in the mouth. Like, I'll fucking throat kick you if there wasn't so many kids in line, dude. You're acting real smug. Like, you could at least say, like, I'm sorry, it's company policy, but he's acting like his last name's GameStop or some shit, and he's got a stake in this fight.
So like you
I
wanted
want
to
to kick this
return
dude
it-
in the ribs so hard that
Did you
like
wanna
it shatters his heart and then his ribs break. Like his heart explodes and then his ribs break from the pressure of the heart exploding in his chest. Just outward implodes him. You know what I mean? And he just falls down. Just a spine that just falls to the ground. That's the level of angry that I am at this man because I didn't understand their return policy, which is my fault. It is. It is my fault that I didn't fucking look up the return policy of GameStop before I chose to give my money to these fucking unfair cocksuckers that are going to go turn around and sell my game for $10. If they would have said $50, I would have been fine because that's what you're selling it for, you cunts. You're selling it for $50. It's right there. But no, the fucking, $20 because we got to make our fucking profit margin. Suck a dick, dude. It's a day later. If we did this at Target, I would get all $60 back.
And you were there with the receipt and all?
Receipt, bro. I had the receipt. It was 15 hours later. I'm not exaggerating. I got there as soon as they opened. I was like the first of all the line of the customers.
Did you want cash back?
Nah, I wanted to get a different game. I was like, can I just get... He said,
$20?
no, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, you're a fucking cunt.
Hey,
you're a fucking cocksucker and your mother's a cunt. And I was like, I'll fucking beat your ass, bro. And then I looked over and there's a little kid looking terrified next to his grandpa. And I was like, I gotta fucking leave, motherfucker. And I kicked the door up and slammed the fucking door. I was about to I was straight about to just start collapsing racks of I was like, yeah, fuck the Lego, fucking Star Wars. But that kid was in there. The only thing that stopped me from wrecking the store was this fucking kid that was in there that I saw, and I was like, if this kid wasn't in here, I swear to God I would do property damage to this place right now because I was so mad that these cunts were gonna do that. Okay, so you used to work there. If I came in and I was super respectful. I start respectful as fuck because I understand these motherfuckers are making $9 an hour. When they start acting like it's the policy. Well, the policy says you're making $9 an hour. Fuck them over. Figure out how to help me out. I'm your customer. I'll come back and buy more shit off of you personally and write your name on the fucking what you want me to call. You want me to fucking call the hotline and tell them what a good job you do? Suck your dick. I'll do that. I'll be that dude because I've been that dude working at fucking different retail places. I've worked all these shitty jobs that I bitch at other people about. It's just the way that people handle certain situations. If people call you a Karen, but go fuck yourself. I'm spending $60 and they want to give you $20 15 hours later because you took the plastic off and there's nothing wrong. Suck a dick and die. Fuck you, dude. I want Mario Kart now.
I don't know why he was trying to fuck you so hard.
He tried to fucking bend me over the table and fuck me in front of that 12-year-old kid, and I had the modesty to not kill him in front of everyone. Yeah, I feel like I'm the right one here.
Yeah, I don't know why he was trying to fuck you so hard.
He's a fucking asshole. But anyways, what would you do? I walk in there, same problem. Hey, dude, 15 hours later, as soon as the store opens, you remember me buying the Switch the night before at close.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't like this game. Is there any possible way? I just want to get Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Can I figure that out? I don't need the new one. Just the used one's cool. Well, the way that the policy works is it's $20 store credit. I was like, hold up. No. Just that. He's like, Mario Kart's selling for $45. So you take $20 off, it'd be $25.
I would have scanned in your receipt. I would have scanned your game box, and then I would have been like, go pick out another game.
You're a hero. You're a GameStop hero.
That dude, he treated it as if you were like, here, I'm trading in this game, not like returning it. He treated you as if you were like trading it in.
Imagine some smug ass neckbeard dude that's kind of fat and chubby with some glasses.
He's skinny, glasses though, ponytail.
You ain't gonna do nothing to me,
acting like I won't fucking kick the shit out of him after he gets off his shift. I'll wait in my car until you get off work, and then I will kick the shit out of you in the front of GameStop.
Speaking of, I would love to make a sweet transition right now because
away from
you're
violence.
Talking about that. No, into violence.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I finally watched The Devil All the Time on Netflix. Did y'all watch that?
What's it about? I'm not familiar.
Oh my God, y'all are about to watch this shit. It's a star-studded cast all the way across. So it's a dark ass fucking movie, dude. I don't even know how to really describe it, but it's got Bill Skarsgård.
What's it called?
The Devil All the Time.
Okay, keep going. Bill Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård is like this dude who was over in Nam, I guess, and he was in W2, and so while he was out there in W2, he saw
it's a Robert Pattinson thing.
Dude, hella people are in it. Tons of people are in it. But he sees this man who was once a U.S. soldier crucified and burnt on a cross. So he shoots him in the head. And ever since that, he doesn't really have much of a faith. But he comes back to the States and he starts to have a faith, and he starts to base it all around everything that he kind of experienced out there in the war and whatnot. And he has what? Oh, true. And so
Jason's so hot in this room, probably smelling like balls in here, that he had to take his shirt off. I'm sorry to interrupt you for that. But
no,
keep
you're
going.
fine. But he has a really weird way of dealing with things. So I can't even describe. Just watch the trailer.
All right, let's do it.
Just watch the
Too
trailer.
distracted by Jason's dark nipples. You ever seen another man's dark nipples?
I'm pretty sure you was shirtless last time we
bro.
recorded.
Oh yeah, you were, weren't you? You're shirtless all the time. Every time that I video called you, you were shirtless. You stay shirtless a lot, Jason. I like that about you. That's why we're friends.
Just exposing my nips all the time.
Hold on, I gotta. Luke just watched this whole series. Doesn't know how to talk about it, so we
It's a
gotta watch the
movie.
trailer.
It's a movie, you
Watch
dick.
this whole movie, and he has no idea what it's about. So we're watching the trailer, trying to figure out what the
it's
movie's
not
about.
like there's
He's
no
like, "Whoa,
like
dudes in
it's not like
Vietnam,
hey, shut the fuck up.
which
you
was kinda
cunt.
like World
It's
War
not
II.
like your Star Wars and it's got a focus point to the end. It's a fucking story. It's
And you
well
gotta
written.
Act, you gotta act like you try not to spoil it, because a lot of times the way to sell people on a movie is like, here's what happens at the end, because that's like the payoff. But you're like, how do you fucking get somebody excited about a movie without telling the ending? I get it. I just like shitting on you, Luke.
I know. Just play the fucking trailer.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, honey.
Sick, bro.
We got Spider-Man.
They got birthdays. They got overalls, striped shirts,
Birthdays.
guns.
So that gun.
It's a Ruger.
Yep.
Yeah, I've
That's
shot
the
those before.
crucified dude. Bill Skarsgård.
Time to pass it on.
Yeah, it's a Ruger.
It's the best present I ever got. Thank you.
Those are fun guns to shoot.
Thanks, man.
You're so fucking weird. I love you. After this, can me and Jason smoke? Will you join us for a smoke?
Yeah, for sure.
Is at the heart of our story and Knock'em still.
It's kind of weird with the stand right in dead center of my face because it's making me cross-eyed.
Same house.
I wish you could just hold it. It'd be so much easier.
Right there. That scene. Go back. Go back
All right,
to it
all right,
where
all right.
where he's
Are
laying
you about to
into
spoil
that
some
dude.
shit? If you want me to watch
No,
this,
no.
Same house.
I know what my daddy did.
That right there. Pause.
bruh.
Okay, so that scene
Punches
sold
dude.
it for
Context for the listeners: he punches a dude on a picnic table and then fucking
me. Mashes
holds his face down.
yes, into the mud. That scene sold it for me because I don't know about y'all. I'm aggressive on the inside. And so like I like it when justice is held in a violent way when it's deserved.
Jason's not aggressive, so he won't understand what you're talking about.
I'm aggressive on the outside.
Yeah, there's no holding the aggression in for Jason.
So like I always like to come up it's for bad people. You know what I mean? Not like a slap on the wrist and a good lesson. Like I like it when their shit gets kicked in. You know what I'm saying?
sure, yeah, we
And
all
so-
appreciate that.
So that scene was the comeuppance of it. Like there was these two dudes out
Been
in the
being
woods.
a cocksucker the whole time. I'm
They
guessing.
made fun of him for his faith and saying they were going to go back up to his house and fuck his woman. And so he was like, all right. And he tells his son, there's a time and place for everything. This time is for the Lord. And then so he goes back home. They do dinner, and he goes, all right, we're going somewhere. So he goes up to the bar. He finds those two dudes who are running their mouth. He gets out the truck. He beats their fucking asses.
Nice.
And they have no way to defend themselves. And he just
Oh,
looks at his
solid
son, and he goes, there's a time and place for everything.
Nothing better than good old hillbilly justice. First,
Yeah,
praise the
sounds
Lord.
like-
Second, kick this dude's teeth in.
There's a lot of church rape. There's a lot of violence.
Luke's-
There's a lot of murder. There's
church rape. There's a lot of it. Like there's
tons. I'm so serious.
what do you mean by church rape? Like there's
people
rape in the
of
church.
faith just touching people.
Sick, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, but there's
faith in grabbing that
serial
ass.
killing. It's got it all. It's got great actors. It's well written. Tons of violence that will shock you.
The Devil All the Time, starring
Devil
Tom
All the Time.
Holland and Robert Pattinson.
It says you would
Netflix.
think that it's starring Tom Holland and Robert Pattinson, but those two don't even show up till like halfway to not like a third.
I hate when
of
they
the
do that to
movie.
sell a
You
movie.
know what I mean? There's so many characters in this film because
But you would have
it
never
sets up,
watched
like,
it
a
if you
storyline.
You would have never watched it if you didn't hear those two names. Like, oh, all right, I'll give it a shot. And you're like, actually, it's a good movie, but they really just sold me on these two names.
The trailer sold me. Was really all that I needed.
Should we finish the trailer or?
I mean, no, not really. I mean, you
I don't
can
want
if
to
you
spoil
want.
too. The problem that I have with movie trailers is
Do you
that
think
they
it spoils too much?
They for sure do. They're like, here's a 5-minute movie trailer. I'm like, oh, so you're gonna hack up the very best parts of the movie so that I get it all spoiled for me in the trailer, out of order and out of context, sure. But those moments will be burned into my brain, like waiting for like, oh, when does this happen? And I'll be looking for it, and I'll remember it. Like, oh yeah, that fucking that plane exploded looks just like the plane that they're all on. Oh, the plane's gonna explode, and then it's like, oh, you ruined that for me.
Like
fucking
if you're
cunts.
gonna watch it soon, then yeah, I would say no. But like I didn't watch it shortly before I watched the movie, and I had seen the trailer, and like I was totally sidetracked. I was
Jason's staying the night, so you wanna watch it tonight?
Yeah, y'all gotta watch.
Watch this shit. Me and him will fucking watch this.
It's quality all the way through.
We're gonna do a quick break. We're gonna go smoke a cigarette. Let's get the ad reads out of the way. Can you get your shit pulled up real quick so that you're not? You'll have to.
Well, I mean, we Patrick wants addresses, but like we don't really need to give addresses.
Need to at
no
all.
one gives addresses for the fucking
Google it.
Advertisements. We're the only ones who gives go find them, dox them. Like
for now on, like if Pat wants to do that, literally talk over him as he's he died in an AIDS fire. I forgot he spontaneously just as he's giving the address to the people that give us money to do this podcast, just talk over him.
Right, like
trying
I'm
to be
giving
respectful
you the name.
to our...
If you want it, I'm giving you the name. You'll look it up. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, we're sponsored by
the amazing, the talented, the incredible, the long dick wizard, Anthony Tank Mansfield. His home address is 11643 Go Fuck Your Mother Lane. Now, that's in Akron, Ohio. Find it if you must. And go knock on his door directly and ask him for one of his awesome beer glasses, any of his custom art, any of his fucking, insane T-shirts. Kidding, of course. Don't fucking... I don't know. Google that address. See what you find. Bet it's nothing. But if you really want to find him, it's at Neil to No One or KNEELTONOONE.com or at Neil to No One on Instagram. Just direct message him or send it to him. Buy something from his shop on his website. He's got beer glasses, cool designs on them, T-shirts, cool designs, fucking custom art starting at $30. Hit him up. Great dude. A lot of listeners of the podcast. Shout out Steve Worth. Specifically, your cousin Clint Young has hit him up for. I don't know if Steve actually.
Bunch of stuff.
Did Steve ask him for a design? I feel like he did. Maybe it was Tiff. I don't know which one of you bad motherfuckers did it. Maybe it was Eric Grounds. Maybe it was fucking any of those motherfuckers that have supported us since the beginning. Thanks for buying art from Mansfield. Continue to do so. He's a great dude. He's got quality shit. Go and get stuff from him. Who else are we sponsored by, Luke?
We're also sponsored by Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. If you guys want your heady glassware that you guys hit your stinky cheese out of like I do, you're going to want to go on over to Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop to get that heady glassware.
Does stinky cheese mean weed?
Well, it might be. Yeah, it might be. Who knows?
No, it can't. Possibly, because we'll... Yeah.
Go get your tobacco bongs. Go ahead and get your bowl pieces, your steam rollers. Go get your papers. They've got it all. They've got Kratom if you need it. Billy Zimpleman on our last episode was talking about the benefits of Kratom that he uses it for.
He used to do heroin or something?
No, but go ahead and check out that episode.
You do opioids?
And
I heard Kratom is good for alcohol.
Well,
good for
both,
alcohol.
me and Jason are both alcoholics.
Are we mixing Kratom with
me and
alcohol?
Jason are both
No,
alcoholics.
you're not mixing.
So.
You're not mixing it.
What do you know about this?
Not much. I think you eat it or drink it or something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
It supposedly helps with alcoholics.
Oh, okay.
So it can help.
Yeah,
you
he
get
used
off
to
of
drink
alcohol.
heavily. Yeah.
Oh, is that his thing?
Yeah.
Does he talk about it on the episode, or am I just blowing
go
up
check
the
out
spot
the
right
episode.
now?
Yeah, you're blowing it all up.
All right.
But anyways,
Who cares?
Go.
It's over now. People have heard it.
If you want some discounts, some sweet discounts, 10% off your heady glassware or
Tell 'em you're a
anything that
bastard.
you want to buy at Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop, go ahead. Tell them you're a bastard. They'll hook you up with a 10% discount. We are also sponsored by Clifton Barbers.
More specifically, Cody Best. He's the one that
Cody
gives
Best.
us the money.
He is the best. It's in his name, just like the location of the shop, Clifton Barbers. It's in Clifton. If you want to go get some sweet, dappered up looking haircuts, go on over to Clifton Barbers. They do scheduled appointments, not walk-ins right now due to COVID, but go ahead, hit them up. Hit up Cody Best specifically. Tell him I said he's a handsome motherfucker.
He does quality haircuts. Whenever I
And,
decide to chop this off, which might be coming soon, I'm getting tired of it. I
Do
don't
it.
know.
Do it soon.
I might just do it, and
do it. Pull
I'm
the
gonna
trigger.
let Cody Best do it. I don't know. I kind of love it. I love long hair, but you know what, dude? I don't get to rock it anymore. I don't get to go out and show off my hair and shit
Right.
like that, which I enjoy. I wear a hat. for my Nosferatu fucking hairline and shit like that.
It's been
And
too long since you've had short,
It's
man.
just about to reach your armpits too. and
It's
that's-
almost
that's an
fucking-
awkward stage.
Well, I always cut it off to my shoulders. Like I have Allie trim it to my shoulders. I'm either gonna do that or I'm gonna get a modern haircut.
But that's it for the ads. We'll be back right after the smoke break.
Yep, and me and Jason will be more drunk. Promise.
It's sending that 20 there for the t-shirt.
Wait. We're back on.
Oh, okay. true.
I just turned it back on randomly. Jason, whenever you're ready, just throw your shit back on. We're back.
Stick that in
Cody's
there
a
for
cunt.
now.
Yeah, Cody is a cunt. That's definitely 100% factual. All right, so I was at Jungle Gems today. We got a bunch of food, a bunch of exotic shit. I was fucking stoked about it. You should be happy about this fruit. Luke, do you want to... I want you to try this fruit.
Not
and
looking forward to
I
this.
love it. It's actually good.
Please
I'm telling
don't,
you.
Please don't try it.
Jason doesn't like it because it's got a pit in the middle of it, and he bit down on the pit, and the pit fucking probably sucks because you're not supposed to eat the pits of fruit.
Well,
ever.
let's describe it to the viewers. It looks like a
It
Let
looks
Luke
like
do
a
it.
testicle.
Yeah, it looks like a hairy testicle,
singular
bro.
testicle. So you're saying and it's hairy, like
You're
it's
not going to eat
shaved.
the hair, though.
So I'm not biting through the hair.
No, okay, so
don't
I'll
do that.
open it up for you. Watch. Describe
This
it as I
looks
open it.
so fucking gross. Dude.
Describe it better. How big is it?
It's about the size of like a buckeye.
Okay, or the size of one of my nuts,
It's,
basically.
yeah, size of a large black man's testicle. Just one
Large?
testicle.
What? That's my nuts.
Large black man? No.
No, dude. What are you talking? Do you ever watch porn? They're way bigger. What do you
They're
mean?
way
way
bigger.
bigger. Yeah, dude.
Okay, it's
Watch
like
it
the size of Cody's eyeball.
Uncle Ruckus eyeball. All right, so it's covered in hair. It's red. I forget what it's called. It starts with a K.
gross.
It's like a kumata or something like that. I don't know exactly what it is, but I was at Jungle Gyms fucking with these. I was like, because you go to Jungle Gyms and you see exotic weird shit, and you're like,
Yeah.
what is this? And you set it back down, and you don't think anything of it. I was like, oh, that's weird. And then I go to walk away, and this dude runs over with a ponytail all grayed up and shit like that, mask on, and I don't even realize like that he's an employee until I look at his fucking schmuck, and it's like, oh, you work at Jungle Gyms, and he's like, hey, are you familiar with this thing? And I was like, no, actually. And he's like, I think it's called a kamada, because it's listed right there. And I was like, okay, yeah. And he was like, here, so the way that you open it is like this. And he reaches over and he fucking opens this thing up. It just jizzed all over my face.
It did just nut all over you.
So you open it up like that,
Ugh.
and this little thing comes out. And he's like, now be careful, there's a pit. So I took it out and tried it, and I had Allie try it, and we both liked it, so we bought a couple. So I'm telling you, I'm not giving you some gross shit to eat. Don't eat these little hairs or whatever, but take a little bite. There's a seed in the middle. It's a sizable seed. So
Tell
just-
me it doesn't feel like silicone or something. It has a weird fucking texture.
I see the pit.
how do you feel? First bite.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It does have a very silicone like texture biting into it and tearing it off, but
You guys
like,
are used to chewing on dildos. That's the problem.
It's
I have
not
no
that bad.
experience with chewing on dildos.
I'm not really
Neither
getting
do I.
the full effect. Maybe because it was a smaller bite, but I'm not really getting like the full taste of it. It didn't really have much of a taste.
Well, Cody's a great cook, so I just assumed that
I'm
it.
okay.
No, you're great.
Thank you, but I'm okay.
But literally, I was just like, all right, so Cody knows best.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a big bite out of this thing, and it was oh god, it
I
was.
told you
awful.
there was a seed though, and then you got
No, it's not even the seed that really fucked me up. It's just more the texture. It just doesn't feel right.
It just tastes
I
like
kinda-
a harder
I like the
grape.
taste.
I feel like it tastes like a harder. It's
Like
like a
it-
grape, basically.
Yeah.
It tastes good, and actually, it's it's comparable to like cactus fruit out
I've
west.
never had those before.
I can't. Yeah,
How are
I've never
they-
had that.
What is
before
that?
either.
How do you get cactus fruit?
Well, they flower, I think. Well, I'm not even gonna say because I don't even know. But I think we moved out there in like April, maybe.
But what is it? What is a cactus fruit? Where
It's
does it
really
grow?
sweet.
Does it grow on the ends of like those like
yeah,
standard
like
cactuses?
when you see these like little flower buds that are orange and they grow on the cactuses, you can eat those.
Okay.
But they actually have like a compact. It's really weird to explain.
Yeah.
Like you got all these seeds, but at the same time you just spit the seeds out, but it tastes really good.
Yeah. I
But
mean, I've never. It sounds almost comparable to a pomegranate, where you eat pomegranate and it's really about the juice. It's not really about the pulp and the seeds because you got to spit all those seeds out. But pomegranate's really good in that way. You can kind of eat the seeds, but I don't know if it's like comparable. I've never had cactus fruit, but it sounds like kind of what you're describing. Like you can't.
It's very similar, but they're actually really they're smaller.
Different tastes.
They're smaller in comparison, and actually they're really sweet. And it's just like
When was the first time you had one of these?
when I moved out west,
Where'd you go?
I literally just picked it off the cactus. And
No, I mean,
ate it.
where'd you move out west?
I was living in Albuquerque.
Albuquerque, New Mexico?
Yep.
That's the Bugs Bunny thing, though. Fucking,
Yeah. Should have taken a left at Albuquerque.
yeah, dude. What is Albuquerque, New Mexico like? I've never been out west at all. Like, can you describe, like, coming into this place? And
You
like,
never watched Breaking Bad?
Yeah, I did, but who knows how much of that's on a set and how much of it's actually Albuquerque.
Oh, it's there. You can visit.
Actually,
the house.
yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
literally out there. You can go.
Oh.
You can go to the set.
They had a big
Did you
problem
go?
of people throwing pizzas on top of their houses.
I
Of course they did. People
I
are
didn't,
dorks.
I didn't go, but
A bunch of dorks.
they
They're
got
all
like
throwing
the
pizzas.
Atomic Museum out there and everything. Like, dude, it's fucking crazy.
That's awesome.
It's fun for like a month, but after that, you don't want to stay there no more because the taxes are so high. Like living, I think it's like the price for rent is cheap, but living expenses it's so much more, and the taxes out on alcohol is so fucking high. You don't even want to do it.
Wait, how bad is it? Like, if you were to get, like, that bottle of Evan Williams that you bought today, how much was that at the Ohio liquor store?
I think I paid like $15.99.
What would that same $15.99 be out in Albuquerque?
Probably
do you think?
23.
Really? It's that much different? Holy fuck. Why is that?
Because the government doesn't like natives, and
Jesus
Oh.
literally,
Christ.
if you're gonna buy alcohol, and you're an alcoholic, they want you to pay way more because natives lack enzymes in their stomach that tell them to stop drinking.
So you're more,
Susceptible.
genetically susceptible to alcoholism, more
Yes.
so? I've got some small little piss trinkle of fucking native blood, but it's nothing. It's literally, I'm porcelain white. But you're half Navajo and half white. So, but you look all Navajo. Like if you looked at you, so you lived out on the Navajo reservation.
Yeah.
How is the reservation set up? I'm curious about this like part of your life because it's really interesting to me because they have their own laws out there and shit like that. Can you elaborate on like what the res is and how all that shit's set up, how big it is, like everything that somebody that doesn't know dick about it would want to know?
Okay, so we have the biggest reservation in the United States.
How big is that?
It spreads across 4 states.
Holy shit!
We also got some.
Oh, it's
shit.
fine. We're still here. Keep talking.
We also got smaller tribes that live within us.
Mm-hmm.
But the reservation's terrible, bro. Like the poverty, the level of education that they get, it's whack.
Like, how bad is the poverty? Like, people are living in mud huts type of shit, or is it like, how like, what are you talking about poverty wise?
Poverty wise, it's worse than like here in the city. Like literally, these guys go out and get addicted to meth and live in camps.
Jesus Christ.
You had a, I don't know if you want to talk about it or not, but you had a family member, I don't know what relation, that had gotten killed on one of these reservations, and they really couldn't do shit about it. Wasn't that the case?
Yeah, he was a member of my family. I think he was like my second cousin.
You didn't really know him though, right?
No, I've never met this guy at all. But a couple people had beaten him to death and literally threw him on the roadside.
Jesus Christ.
And the FBI wanted to come in and investigate, but
I hope they're fucking dead right now.
they probably are.
Meth.
But yeah, it was gross.
But the res wouldn't let them on.
Okay, so we're a nation inside of a nation. We live on our own rules and stuff, and we got like tribal police. And when it comes to shit like that, it's like you got tribal police, and then you got the FBI. The FBI will come in. They're all over the place out there, and it's fucked up because they have these like police cars, but they're silver on silver, so you can barely tell who the fuck the FBI is.
They just
Yeah.
look like regular cars hanging out. They
Yeah.
don't look like they're not marked.
Silver
not out
on-
there for your
silver on
protection.
silver, like what the fuck?
They're out there to fuck with people. Like, that's the worst part about, like, the police is when they disguise their vehicle. I hate that. I
Yeah.
fucking hate those cocksuckers because
I don't see how that's not entrapment.
you're not here to serve and protect. You're here to fucking like straight up like indict people and fucking like entrap people. That's all that you're trying to do.
Yeah.
That's it. Then those motherfuckers are out there in droves on the res. I thought that it was illegal for them to come out there and do anything like that.
It is to a degree.
I mean,
Like
it's still the United States, but
basically, they can monitor the area, but they can't enforce the laws unless the tribe tells them that they can.
yeah.
So if you commit a crime out on the res, it's automatically a federal crime.
Holy shit! But
So
the
that's when
res has to
FBI gets
give.
involved.
But
It's a felony charge.
Okay.
But does the res have to give authority for them to be able to prosecute that person? So, like,
Yeah.
in other words, if you killed somebody right in front of these silver on silver cars, and they saw it, and they had all the proof in the world that you did it, could they just like as the FBI take in, or would they have to like approve it through the res?
They'll take you in, they'll document it, but through the res, yeah, you have to.
But would you be a free man if the res said no? Fuck you, can't take our people out of here.
Yes, sir.
Holy shit. How do they handle their shit? Like, does the res has their own system of, like, is there, like, death penalty stuff out there? Like, can they execute people? Can they, like, jail people and stuff like that? How does that work?
I'm not sure as far as that goes, but
Like, is the res police dicks, or did you ever encounter any?
no, all the res police are literally they're natives. They don't want to fucking hurt people. And
Right. They want to protect their own
They're good
people.
cops.
They're good cops. they will literally deal with the most bullshit. Actually, out on the res, like domestic violence is totally a thing.
Yeah.
It's like become completely okay to beat your wife or your girlfriend and shit, and they'll
You're all right.
dismiss it. Sorry.
Okay.
You're all right. Jason's gone through a half a bottle of whiskey, so if he sounds a little drunk, he is, and whatever, who gives a fuck?
Right.
So I see you getting all like, I can't talk because I'm drunk. Who cares? We're Grandpa's basement editioning it up. You're supposed to be drunk. This is what we're supposed to be doing. Slur through your words, go through your sentences. However, this is fascinating. I've never I don't know anybody outside of like you that has any experience with like all this shit. Like, it's really to a bunch of fucking white folk that have no idea about any of this. Like, you didn't even really know about it. Like, you've grown up, like, we grew up together. Like, I met you when I was 15, 16 or whatever in high school, and you were born on the res, and then your family flew out here before you even fucking knew that you were there, right?
Yeah.
So your first experience with it was basically like last year throughout like most of the year you went out there and you thought you were going to live there. You were telling me that you can just build your own house out there. How does that shit work?
Okay, so I can pay $1,000 and I'll get an acre of land.
A whole acre?
Yeah,
For $1,000?
I can do anything that I want with that land. I don't even have to pay rent.
Good.
No property taxes, no
Nope.
fucking...
That's how it fucking should be.
But wait, how does the fucking water work? Do you automatically get water, or do you have to pay to get it installed?
You gotta pay.
Oh,
So they'll like
Makes sense.
basically they'll dig you a well out in your backyard and you can hook it up to whatever fucking water tower they have nearest by you. I don't have to pay no property tax. Once I build that house, it's my fucking house.
How does the
That's
electricity
awesome.
work? Is there infrastructure there? Like, is
Yeah,
this
yeah,
set up
yeah,
like a
yeah.
regular town? Like, if you came through here, obviously not an Ohio town, but like, is it set up like any other desert town? I've seen videos where it's like, yeah, I mean, it's big, open, wide open fucking desert, but there's also like infrastructure. Like, you'll see fucking like roads that are paved. There's fucking like telephone poles. Like, there's Wi-Fi shit. There's towers and stuff. Like, is it like that, or is it more primitive than that?
It's a little more primitive. We have like people that will come over and give you Wi-Fi and stuff, but mostly it's through satellite.
Okay.
So satellite everything.
Yeah, satellite everything.
You called me a couple times from your aunt's house when you were out there. Like, video called me through Facebook. How's the Wi-Fi and shit like that? Are you able to like? Is there a big lag and stuff like that, or do you not notice it at all?
You don't really notice it at all. Like, really, it's like I said, it's all through satellite. We don't have like fiber optics or nothing like that.
What's the fucking? Oh, go ahead, Luke.
It's like I always knew that the natives had such like obviously the short end of the fucking stick, like even after everything. and they're still getting dick to this day. But like
For sure.
I had found like just a week ago like a new anger for it, because I've got this friend who left the military and he got a job doing IT work in Abu Dhabi. And just like a week or two ago, it was my first time to like talk to him in like 2 or 3 years. He's just been over there working like nonstop. You know what I'm saying? But he's like
in
a
town contractor type of thing.
Yeah. He's gonna work there for like 2 years, and then he's fucking leaving because he's making like 7 figures
What's
a
he
year.
do specifically?
I can't go
Okay,
into that.
cool.
So he does all that, and he was telling me about like what Abu Dhabi is like right now for him, and what it's like to live there. And he's saying that that it's pretty nice. Like there's some upset with the government right now, but it's overall nice. Like they have like a whole disruption in society between the foreigners and the natives, except the natives don't get dicked in Abu Dhabi. Like they have the most benefits. Like if you and I were to work at like McDonald's, you would get paid even more for being a native. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they have over there in Abu Dhabi. They also have this thing set up where like native or not, you hit 25 and you finished your schooling, you just get a house. They just hand you a house. Like, here you go. Go ahead and live your life now. Find a job.
I feel like the way that Jason's described this to me in other conversations and shit like that, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it almost sounds like Abu Dhabi has it more figured out than like our own like country does for the people that originally fucking like had this land. Like you guys have been given some, I don't want to say like you, because I mean you grew up the same way that I did, but like your people, like your fucking like native people and shit like that were basically given a little tiny postage stamp of all the land that they were originally owned. Yeah, dude, here you go. Go ahead. You can hit the bowl. I don't care.
But continue.
But it seems like in other places that some people consider like maybe not third world, but not first world countries, they almost have like a better system for dealing with some of this shit than we do here in the United States for the original people, and no respect given. It took till 2020 for them to like, I mean, I know you and you're like the Redskins team, the Washington Redskins, who gives a fuck? But like also like how did it take this fucking long for them to like care? Like, and they don't really care. They just care because it's fucking like corporate interests is like, oh well, if we don't side with the left will shred us, and the right won't shred us. So we'll side with the left because they're the ones that'll completely tear into us. So if we just send money to their cause, we don't actually have to do anything as far as like change policy or like, oh, they want to eat the rich. Well, if we just support their cause, then we can just get away with doing whatever we want. So they do shit like that and change the Redskins name, but they're not actually doing things that help people. That's like this country right now is like, instead of like actually doing things to help people, they like people that have been marginalized and fucked over, and like the natives are a giant one. I mean, black people's in everybody's mouth right now because of Black Lives Matter and all the shit going on. But like, there's a bunch of people that have been fucked over and over again.
Injustices everywhere, yeah.
And it's all like, instead of like anything actually happening, people just like change the name to the Washington Redskins to something else, and it's like, hey, how about help out the reservations that you guys have set up and like give them resources and supplies because they are American citizens. They're the original Americans. Like fucking help them out more. Make sure that they're like shit like what Jason is talking about doesn't happen. Like they can, I don't know, govern themselves, but at the same time, like give them good education. If they're living and struggling in poverty and they're
give them resources.
Give them more. We have resources to give. Like, don't you feel like that would, on some level, help? Like, if the fucking government, not to step in for any like changing anything, but just like, wouldn't it be nice for them to like give something back to the motherfuckers that were responsible for all their ancestors, or responsible to this entire land? Yeah.
No, I was just saying, like, agreeing.
Okay, well, yeah, for sure, but the way that shit works on the res is it's so fucking, it's so stupid, dude. Like, the way that shit works on the res is so fucked up. Like, people don't even care. The poverty level was out of this range. Like, and not only that, but there's like a huge meth epidemic that nobody gives a fuck about.
I've heard about that.
Did you know anybody personally affected by the meth thing?
Bro, I got like 83 cousins. My
You're
grandma,
like 79 of them.
my grandma is one of 13 siblings, and each one of her siblings had 6 kids. At
Okay,
least.
fair enough. You've known plenty of people
My
affected by this.
family is fucking epic, and they're huge.
They
Like,
do all kinds of fucking. I mean, dude, the amount of fucking that they do is incredible. Like, they never don't drop a load inside of a girl. It's every time. Pull out, yeah, right. Condoms, nuh-uh. Babies, right now.
we don't. Apparently, we don't pull out.
Why bother?
Well, not everyone, but Jason's family specifically. I mean, you're telling me you got 83 cousins? They're doing a lot of
I
fucking.
got more.
You got more than 83? Good lord. Good fucking God. But anyways, the meth thing. Has any of them, like, maybe not them. You don't have to talk about your family specifically, but who have you, like, encountered on some meth bender shit? Like, what kind of meth shit have you seen while you're out there?
Well, actually, I grew up with my brother Kyle, because we call our cousins our brothers, and our sisters, etc. Like, even if you're my like second uncle, I'm still gonna call you grandpa
Okay.
or uncle.
Because you're all direct family in the way that it works.
Well, we work in a clan, so that way we don't interbreed. It's not supposed to happen, but it happens often.
I'm sure. People want to fuck. You haven't met your third cousin, Lucy, and you're like, she's got good tits. I don't know. I'm living in the desert. We'll fuck Lucy's tits and see what happens. I don't know.
Fuck.
Maybe Indian Jesus won't be into it, but fuck it.
We literally live in a place that transfers to Buffalo Springs, and it's all everyone that lives there. We're related in some way, So
Right. All right. Well, do you have any dark reservation stories that you want to tell? Or that you don't have to, but if you have anything that springs to mind, you don't have to tell the story you told outside, but if you have anything else,
that shit was fucked up.
you can talk about it if you want.
I kind of do, just because, like, for instance, I had to bury my own grandma, and
Like dig her grave?
Rest in peace.
yeah, we had to dig her grave. We dug her grave, and then I had to bury my grandma personally.
Like in a casket or?
She's in a casket, yeah. But it was a thing that I didn't know that was gonna happen. So it really shocked me when I'm sitting there, pouring tons of dirt on my grandma's dead body.
It's a culture shock to like bury your own. You really feel the weight of death in that moment, I feel like.
I think that's what they were going for. Is just like it's more of a personal thing.
Yeah.
It's not for some fucking gardener to just dump dirt on your family member or your loved one. I'm sure it's shocking at first, but when you think about it, it almost seems like you're more connected to that person's like end of their life right there. You're their family. You're the person that's like saying goodbye, dumping the last bit of fucking earth on them as you say goodbye to them for forever.
It's be a
Gone
powerful
forever.
thing, yeah.
Sounds crazy.
I think
But-
what fucked me up the most was my grandma would always tell me I'm her favorite. And I didn't see her for so many years because I was out here in Ohio. So when I had to bury her, it really fucking hurt my feelings. And I was just like, what? I gotta personally bury my grandma? Like,
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, if you think about it, there's more to it than just burying her. Like, at least it's like, it can be a special thing for you.
Yeah.
Like, it's
For
jarring
sure.
at first, I'm sure. It didn't feel good, but if you can reflect back on it, I don't know how you feel, but
it's more ceremonial. And actually, when I got there, we were supposed to leave something personal with her, and I didn't know that. Because being new to the culture after fucking like 25 years.
Yeah.
So I took off my shirt, and I gave her my shirt. And I'm sitting there burying her with my uncles, and I'm just like, oh, fuck. This is fucked. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude. That's a powerful fucking moment. But I keep going back to the way that they do that ceremonial thing. Like, I know it, like, it hurts you, but it just, to me, it seems so powerful the way that they do it. Maybe that's something positive to bring into our culture. Like, maybe that would be something, like, if you actually felt the weight of people dying like that and really experienced that loss instead of just like, oh, yeah, grandma dies, whatever. Somebody puts her in a hole and they fucking shovel dirt with a bulldozer. Like, no, you have to personally fucking put her in there, dig the hole for her. You really feel the weight of her death in that moment. You have time to reflect while you're sitting there with your family. But it's dark. It's fucking dark as fuck, but that's almost something positive so that people can be less, like, this social media culture of fucking like everything that lives or dies is all on the internet, and there's no fucking like nobody has like actual connection to other human beings. That's a real grounding moment. I feel like.
Yeah.
Am I going too deep? Did I get too high?
No, like I agree. Like literally, like when my brother died, when he OD'd of heroin, I
Yeah.
was literally the last person to hold him in his few seconds of life left.
Yeah, man, that shit's powerful. I never got to see my uncle after he OD'd. I just fucking... My grandma didn't want to see one of her kids in the casket again. It's her third kid that's dead out of 4. So it's like, yeah, let's just cremate him. I don't want to see the body of my third kid out of 4 that's dead, and the last one's an asshole. So
Yeah, that fucking asshole
fuck
cop
that.
told me, he was like, you're not allowed to touch your brother. And I was like, dude, I'll fight you over this.
Yeah, dude, I'll beat your ass. I'll
Like,
get shot by you right
I'm,
now.
I'm not looking at my brother when he's fucking chock full of fucking chemicals. It's just not going to
It's
happen.
not him at that point. You're looking at, like, I've looked at all those people, like...
No,
I've looked
they,
at my dad and fucking
just-
a bunch of people.
they
Like,
don't look the same.
Ever.
I went to a funeral of a girl. I didn't even know her, but it was some ex-girlfriend's friend, and went to this funeral and shit like that. And when you look down at like a 19-year-old girl that's dead, like
Yeah.
dead as fuck, looking like a straight mannequin, and she's died in a horrific car accident, and her face is fucked up because they've sewn it back together, and the family's insisting on this. It's just like, that's not, Jesus fucking Christ. You don't want to remember somebody like this. This is fucking horrible. I remember touching my dad, and he felt like a fucking, we used to stuff these, on Halloween, we would take shirts and stuff it full of newspaper, and it felt like that, but it was a human being. I was just like, ugh, this isn't how I want to remember
Yeah.
him. This sucks dick.
I,
This is a bad thing.
I went
don't know.
to the layout of my father's sponsor, who was like basically his brother.
Yeah.
The sponsor being like the guy he called for when he was going through tough times with drugs and alcohol, because my dad's been going to AA. And when he died, we went to his layout. Not only did I like see my dad react in a way I'd never seen him react towards this man's death, but like when I've known Mickey, who was his sponsor, like their entire relationship, you know. So I've known Mickey their whole relationship, and when I went to go see him, he didn't look like Mickey at all. He looked like an entirely different person.
There's a weird disconnection with our funerals. That's why I keep harping on this thing that you told me. I know that it sucked for you to bury your grandma, but it's almost like they made that shit more like that ceremonial thing that they do might be important. Like the way that we do funerals sucks dick. Like it's fucking horrible. Like at least the Irish, like that's another good like funeral tradition. Like you have the big mass or whatever, the big Catholic mass, and it's fucking just as creepy and horrible. But afterwards, you have a big party. You celebrate the life of that person, or like you do something to feel connected to that human being other than just mourning a death.
Also, we do that too.
Do you do a party afterwards?
Yeah, we do a feast.
Is there
Usu-
traditional food or anything like that?
Usually, there's a slaughtering of the lamb. I didn't get to slaughter the sheep.
Yeah.
How do they do it?
Usually just with a throat cut. Cut his throat, hang it upside
I
down.
was trying to think of funny things to say, but I was like, this is a very like special moment, so I don't want to be a dick. But I was like, what if they just took like a fucking salad fork and just stabbed this thing in the eyes until they got to his brain? I'm
Actually,
sorry, keep going.
I was actually supposed to do it, but I never got around to it because
I was
our
busy
neighbor,
fucking the other sheep that
our
they were gonna
neighbors
kill
did it
later.
for us. Literally everybody we live around, we all share blood.
Yeah.
We're all in the same clan. So they did the slaughtering.
And then what do they do after that? It's like a big roast. They
It's
put
like
it
a
over
roast,
a fire.
yeah.
Hell yeah, dude, that's awesome.
That sounds incredible.
And then while it's roasting, you guys are just getting hammered, like having a good time,
Pretty much.
smoking
It's
the
a
wacky tobacco.
celebration of life. Yeah, natives love to smoke pot. So
Where were you doing this at? Like, was it just like somebody's house? Like you're just chilling?
It's a place called Domajo. Like I said, everybody in the neighborhood, we're all blood related.
Right.
We're all in the same clan.
But location-wise, I mean, what is the location like? I'm imagining like some picnic area.
We're in a valley of the mountains. Like literally the
Oh
mountains.
shit! You guys are just doing this outside? Like, there's no house that you're at. It's just like a roast.
No, I mean there's many houses all around, but we're literally in the valley of a mountain.
Right.
Like our mountains are like 500 feet away from us, so it's a gully.
Okay.
It's like a bowl.
Yeah. So you're just in there doing the lamb roast and shit like that. That's the way to do it. Like, I feel like your culture is definitely more connected to this fucking process than our fucking. Like, I have no culture of death. The funeral thing I dread. Like, I don't want people to die, mostly because I love the people, but also dread the funerals. It's the worst fucking thing because you have to go. You love the person, you got to go, but it's like, man, we do this in the worst way possible. I don't feel connected. Like, it's just some little bullshit speech in a church, and you know the person didn't believe in God, and it's fucking horrible. And I was at a my uncle's funeral where somebody did stand up, his best friend, and got on stage and was like, "This is all bullshit. Chris wouldn't have wanted this. He was drunk as fuck." And
if
then,
they ever do that shit for me, I want you to do that.
What?
Yeah, well,
Dude.
I watched what a dick he looked like. James looked like such a dick doing that and ruined the whole thing.
Promise.
But he also, like, that's what Chris would have done. Bro, that's also what Chris would have done. So it's like,
promise?
yeah, you're right, James, but also, like, my grandma's in tears now because of you, so I'm pissed at you regard. Like, grandma's alive, Chris is dead from his shitty decisions. So it's like that thing was like the one where it's like, oh, this is interesting, but then I just cried my eyes out afterwards. It's like, just loss sucks dick, but the fucking, at least there's like a party afterwards. At least you could bring your spirits up around people that knew that person, like spend the rest of the day with them. We just like, and they're dead, everybody's crying, and then we just leave and go and try not to want to kill ourselves at home. It's like, at least you guys are with other loved ones that appreciated this person. That's a fucking special thing. This is a dark topic.
Yeah, it really
I mean,
has gotten
I'm like,
to.
well, how do we get
You
out
remember
of
the
this?
juggalos you were shitting on earlier in the
Yeah.
episode?
Yeah.
One of them, his grandmother had
Hatchetbottom.
passed recently, and what we did
My fuck
in
buddies.
in response was like,
Wait, what?
over the course of the last 3 days, we like visited him in waves, and we would sit in the main room with both him and his grandfather, and just like
Was
drink.
it a juggalo funeral / wedding?
Yeah,
Hell yeah, brother.
How much Fago did you drink?
loads. But we just like hang out, drank, and every time Pap or him would get upset thinking about her passing, we would just be like, "Nope, she's fine. She will want you to be happy," and then we would take another shot or light up another joint, and that's what we did to get them over it.
That's a mistake sometimes. People get reckless when they're
Oh
emotional.
yeah, because the shift that went on before me, like it ended with them headbutting the old man until he blacked out.
I left that part out of Chris's funeral. Everybody was drinking Jägermeister in the parking lot of the fucking
Oh God.
of the funeral. So we're doing
God.
Jaeger
Oh,
bombs.
man.
Doing like 6 of them. Come back in, listen to a little bit. Like, this sucks. Go back out. Couple more shots, come back in, and then James has balls enough to go jump up on stage and be like, "This is all bullshit. Chris didn't believe in God. He wouldn't want God preached at his funeral. Fuck this shit." And then he falls on his face onto a stand, and he's bleeding from the forehead. And I was like, "Oh man, Jesus, my grandma's crying." And I'm like, "Oh God," but it was alcohol related.
Oh, well, sometimes you got to be real.
Yeah, that.
I mean-
I'm sorry to interrupt with my own story, but it was because of the alcohol. You don't do alcohol at a funeral. You do it at the after party.
After
The after party.
After party.
Yeah, not the funeral. You fuck everything up. Stay sober. What are you doing?
Don't pregame.
Yeah, don't
pregame for
the funeral.
No
The
pregames
funeral.
for the funeral. Don't do that.
No,
Yeah, don't do body shots off your dad's dead belly button.
And then
Don't do
fucking
that.
Have to bury your grandma when you're fucking smashed. Like, dude.
Cracking dick jokes to your cousin that's crying. That's helping you bury. Holy shit. All right, what else we got?
Trump got COVID.
Trump?
Do
You
the
brought this up.
Trump. Yeah, fuck Trump.
Yeah, dude.
He got the COVID.
He did.
Well, should have wore a mask, brother.
Dude, but do we know if it's legit or if he's just saying it and then just gonna act like it's all good and then just get over and be like, "Oh, it's not that big of a deal." See? What
Yeah, I
is
don't
it?
know. I
What is
really,
it?
at this point, I would believe anything. Conspiracy theory is going to be in everything. He doesn't really have COVID. No, he
Who
does.
knows?
Fuck you. We got to fight each other even though that we're brothers. It's just all this politics
Yeah.
shit sucks dick. It's all fucking infighting amongst people that used to be able to talk civilly and disagree, and now everybody's like, "Oh, you like that dude? You don't like that dude? Well, I fucking hate you forever." And I'm like, "Hey, you're my mom. What are you doing? Like, calm down, dude.
You're my ball.
Yeah, you're my boss at work. Well, I'm gonna fire you. Like, what? People, isn't the beauty of this place that we can disagree and live together peacefully? Not anymore. Now everybody picks a side. I don't fucking like Trump at all. I hate him, but I don't like if somebody votes for him. I'm like, I don't know that he should be beheaded and fucking lose his job and
What?
shit like that.
No.
Yeah, but I don't. I just feel like all this political shit is just like driving a such a wedge between people. I fucking hate it. I hate all this politics shit. Let's just jump off of it. The Trump got COVID because he's a dumb cunt, and I wish that he would have died of it. Not because he's one party or the other, just because he runs the country like an asshole and he's a dumb cunt as a human being, not as the Republicans, the right. No, just Trump. Just him is a cunt.
Yeah, just
He's a
him.
cunt. Go ahead. Though.
Well, him and his whole
I'm
family.
gonna have to say my 2 cents. Like, straight up, fuck Trump.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
And then how you gonna fake COVID and then actually get COVID? You fucking asshole.
Yeah, dude.
It'd be justified if he died.
He's going back to the White House. There's somebody on Twitter talking about like, I had to do a Zoom chat for my son's funeral because I was so scared of health concerns. And this motherfucker has COVID for 4 days and goes back to the White House. The president of the United States.
I actually read something where he was having the Secret Service driving him around without a mask after he got diagnosed with COVID.
You watched the debate?
No, I didn't
On the
watch
debate, he was shitting on
Fuck
Biden.
both of them, dude.
No, he
They're
was just
both
like,
pedos.
yeah, no, this is true, folks. This is true. Everywhere that he's at, we all get screened. Everybody gets tested. It's fantastic. The testing is fantastic. This is true, folks. Biden comes in with the biggest mask I've ever seen in my entire life. It's covering his face. It's covering the person behind him's face. And he's all worried about COVID. We're all getting screened. And then literally days later, he's got fucking COVID. And I'm like, dude, I hope it's not real because you look like such a dick after that. They should just literally like take that clip. That's not verbatim. I also like embellish for. I'm telling a fucking story. I'm trying to make you listen to it. It's not. This isn't 100% factual. Look it up yourself. We're doing a fictional podcast, anyways. For whenever I tell a cocaine story that I don't want the police to know about, but they should just take that clip of him shitting on Biden for wearing a mask everywhere and not do it. And then Biden was criticizing him. That whole debate was a joke, but criticizing him for fucking like doing these big rallies, and he's like, everybody's screened, it's fine, it's fantastic, you're only not doing the rallies because you couldn't get the numbers. And he's like, I'm concerned about COVID. And he's like, it's because you couldn't do the numbers, and you know that your radical left wouldn't do that. And then immediately cut that clip to fucking Trump has COVID, like then date it so that people can see this is like 3 days later. Like, look at what a prick he is. Like, just any person, it doesn't matter which way you lean, could just look at that and be like, oh, he's an idiot. He's a fucking idiot. He shouldn't be underneath the button. Fuck this guy in the ass. But I don't know. It's just him, though. All right, too much politics? I hate the politics.
A little bit more. Both of them are pedophiles.
Yeah.
Fuck them both.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And they're both disgusting. Joe
They should both
Biden.
die.
Joe Biden is weird.
They should both die, for sure.
Like, straight up.
Hair sniffing fucking 8-year-olds and shit like that on live television, let alone what he's doing when the cameras aren't on.
No, like, what the fuck?
Like, this is what you're comfortable
Like,
doing
literally
in
just-
front of millions of people, but
just
you're like,
stop being
what-
weird.
what
But,
happens behind closed doors, dude? It's got to just be a child fuck session every time that the
Oh
camera's
my
turned
God.
off. He just grabs a kid
They
out
will-
of a mother's arms and starts fucking on the stage. Like, all the cameras off, cool. And he just snatches a crying baby and starts fucking its mouth, dude. Like, I feel like that's the level of fucking 47 years in politics. For sure, he's on the child mouth fuck a baby right on the stage
They
after the
were
cameras
both
turn
on
off.
Epstein's island. Like,
They press a button, all the cell
Yeah.
phones
you
blow
can
up in
prove
people's
it. Like,
pockets.
it's already been proven. I think in 2012, fucking Donald Trump was fighting a sex case against him for having sex with a little girl.
Wasn't Trump on Jeffrey Epstein's plane like 23 times? I haven't even flown 23 times in my life. Also, Trump's 3 times older than me. But like most people, even like people that make it to that age in life, can count on one hand how many times they've been on a private jet, let alone how many times they've been on one person's private jet.
Yeah.
23 times? That's 2 hands and 3 fingers from another hand, bro.
Damn, all the hands.
2 hands, 4. That's 2 hands 2 times and
There's a
4
lot of
fingers from
hands.
another, bro. Yeah. Man, what a shitty way to describe numbers. Why don't I just say 23? What the fuck is wrong with my drunk brain?
Them fingers.
Thinking in fingers here, folks. Yeah, so, yeah, for sure he's out there fucking kids.
But
Jeff never brought it up. Jeff never, like, just pulled an 8-year-old out of the luggage rack. You know that luggage rack that's up top? He just like,
pull out a child.
pulls a child out and
It's
shit
all
like that.
wrapped up. It's got handles on it, like bondage, like just pulling
It's my
it out.
carry-on.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
telling me
dude.
that he never
You know
at
what?
least watched
Fucking punch
Jeff
it one
do
time in the
some-
face, knock it out, and look, it's quiet now.
Well, Jason really has fantasies about this. I'm just over here making jokes, but Jason has a whole story plotted out. He's gonna pitch it to Netflix later on
He's
tonight.
a screenwriter.
Jason has a whole book written about this.
I can see it in your faces, but both of your faces.
Yeah, dude. We all need a private jet, is what I think. Jason's
I need
trying to say.
one like tomorrow.
So Luke can start fucking kids yesterday.
I do
No,
not want
so
to
I
fuck
can
kids.
start flying to aquariums.
That's what you would do with your private jet.
Probably.
You would spend. It literally costs like $20,000 in gas, let alone the
Pocket
pilot that you
change.
got to pay.
Pocket
Unless you're gonna
change.
learn, you're like Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden. Like, I'm gonna buy a whole train or a whole
Pocket
fucking
change.
plane and learn how to fly it.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
You're that confident in your plane flying abilities.
I am that confident
barely
in my
trust-
determined to do what I want.
I barely trusted you to drive us to the liquor store without hitting somebody today, and you almost hit somebody.
No, I didn't. They almost hit me. You fuck.
Luke
They
does this
did
thing
almost hit him.
Luke
Thank
does
you.
this thing
Thank you.
when we're driving, where he blindfolds himself like fucking like Bugs Bunny when the trains are coming, and
Yeah.
then he just puts 4 joints in his mouth and smokes them all with a blowtorch as fast as he can, and he goes full down on the gas pedal while kids are walking through the thing, and he's like, well, I mean, they'll get out of the way if they don't want to die today. And then that's how we got to the liquor store successfully.
And they did, didn't they?
They 100% did. I mean, nobody wants to get hit by a car, especially not a 9-year-old girl at the beginning of her life, basically. For sure she
Basically.
doesn't. By one dude with a blindfold and 4 fucking joints and a blowtorch in his mouth. This is so stupid. What are we doing?
I have no idea.
I don't know either. All right, what else do we got? We got something else? Anything
Maddie
popping off?
Matheson.
Oh,
Who's
okay.
doing the editing? Cody?
I'm
is-
not editing this. This is exactly everything that we're talking about. No, nope. About what? What are you worried about?
Dead air and all.
No, I don't care about that. People can turn it off if they don't like it. I don't give a fuck. All right, Maddie Matheson. So I like Maddie Matheson. If you're not familiar, cooking guy on Munchies, that's his voice in the background. He actually has some decent recipes. Did a really good lasagna recipe that I like a lot. Did a good fucking butter chicken recipe that I use for my tikka masala. He's done a lot of. What are you trying to? Just tell me. It's fun. Don't worry about it. Just ask me. It's not a real show. It's we're in my grandpa's basement fucking around.
Are you cooking for us later?
Yeah, dude, I got you. Are you hungry? Yeah, dude, I got you. Don't worry about it. So Maddie Matheson is this fucking cook. I don't know, he's all tattooed up, big fat dude from fucking Canada, just like having a good time, like party person that had to get sober, worked as a chef for years. If you're not familiar, just Google him. Matty Matheson. Figure out how it's spelled. I don't give a fuck. So I liked a lot of his shit, but he's starting to do these videos, like these home style cooking videos, where like he's making things that are the most garbage food that I've ever seen in my entire life. Here's one: 7-layer dip. So he's got this book that's coming out that he's promoting these recipes to people, and I've seen him do quality things. He's got this home style cooking show, home style cookbook that he's been fucking putting out, and I hope to God that I'm missing the joke here. Like, I think that maybe he's trolling people because of how bad this fucking food is. He's making 7-layer fucking like dip that you would make for a football game, and he's putting the shittiest things together. Like, here's what it looks like at the end. Let me just show you what this shit looks like. It's fucking insane to me. He assembles this with like in this big ass giant fucking bowl, all this cheese, like literally like 2 quarts of cheese, 2 quarts of beans, 2 quarts of fucking salsa, as many tomatoes as will fit on top, and it's just like a potted plant.
Something
of
you
food.
would literally never be able to get like any of on
And he
your
talks about that.
singular chip.
He talks about that. He's like, yeah, you can't do that. And I'm like, that's the whole point of the 7-layer dip. And you get a wider vessel and you spread it out thin. You spread the next one out thin. You spread the next one out thin. And you layer it up 7 times. You don't have to be a dramatic cunt about it. This isn't his most egregious one, though. The reason that made me like want to bring this up for the podcast, and I swear to God, it makes me sick to my stomach that this man made this. We might just have to watch this whole video and shit all over it. I'll pause it and shit like that. This man... Oh, here it is, you son of a bitch. Luke.
Butter roasted cabbage steak with sabayon.
Yeah, okay, so you know what sabayon is? Hot mayonnaise that he makes from...
Ugh.
Yeah, so he doesn't heat up mayonnaise. He just basically makes what mayonnaise is, like an aioli. And he's like, it's a nice heated mayonnaise. And we're gonna put it. Just watch. You know the way that I was telling. I did a show the other day after Will Feiner was on. I talked about fucking searing a steak, and for all of Pat's shit talk, Ashley Mansfield hit me up and said, "Thanks for the information. I'm gonna try this at my house," and I gave him some additional info. I had quality info on that. The way that you prepare that steak, in my description of that, is how he is gonna cook cabbage for you right now, and he's gonna call cabbage the new steak. I'll let him say it so you can believe me and not think that I'm just embellishing. This video, as a person that appreciates steaks and delicious food, makes me viscerally angry, and I think as we watch it, you'll understand.
As you can see, I have a beautiful green cabbage.
Yeah, he's got a
I
big
have
fat fucking pile of cabbage, sunflower
eggs,
seeds.
so eggs.
Yeah.
What could I make with that?
Something
Maybe some
disgusting.
butter-basted
All right, he reads his book, pontificates, shitty editing, the intro. That's 2 minutes. Selling his pan. Got his whole idea for this pan is look at the back. Look at the back. It's higher up, so when you tilt it back, because the way that you butter base something is when you tilt it, so all the butter's gonna collect right there, and then he's gonna be able to like baste better is the idea. And it's like, hey man, nobody's ever had a problem with this. You can do it with any pan just fine already. How much butter are you putting in your cabbage? You're eating cabbage. How much butter are you putting in there? You need a whole new vessel that has a wider fucking like back end so that you can collect more butter for your fucking cabbage searing purposes. What are you talking about? So he's selling shit cookery, shit cookbook. He shows you how to prep the cabbage. Cuts in half. All right.
Okay, so you
All right, look.
you want a flatter pan when you do that, right? And then you want
He's not flipping it. No, so he's basting it. You'll see what I'm talking about. He doesn't tilt the pan and flip it. So what he does is tilts it down on its side. Like if the pan's like this, and here's the handle, pulls it down. Right. So he pulls the pan up and it keeps it on the burner. And then he takes a spoon, holds it up with his left hand, and then bastes the butter. You'll see. Watch. But it's just, I don't know if you've ever eaten cabbage before. It's not the new steak, Matty Matheson. It's fucking cabbage, dude. And it's not good. But cabbage is alright as an accoutrement. Like something that you're adding on to something. I'm just going to let him talk for a minute.
Okay, here we go. There we go.
Got a nice crisp on the cabbage. Sure, I'm with you, dude. We do a grilled romaine at my work. It's fantastic. You never think about grilling lettuce? It's great. What? Hold on a minute. We're eating cabbage. He's got a whole stick of butter and a half a head of cabbage in the pan. Whole stick. Nope. 2 sticks. Just kidding. What? Now that's why he's got the big lip. So he's gonna cook this whole
because
cabbage.
This fat fuck is using 2 sticks of butter, so that's why.
2 sticks of
he's
butter.
gotta fucking have the pan like that. Jesus Christ.
That hot butter goes in between all of these layers.
That's what you do for a steak. You know, meat that you're trying to cook on the inside that has crevices. You're trying to get a nice even sear on your meat, not your lettuce and your cabbage. What the fuck are you doing? I don't have any problem with him searing some cabbage. Sure. I have no problem with him adding hot mayonnaise. Sure. Adding a little bit of butter. 2 sticks of butter. He's going to butter base this fucking plant that came out of the garden. You're going to cook it in 2 fucking... oh man, I'm disgusted.
Just play the video.
I'm sorry. Just makes me so fucking mad. Well, the technique's right too, which is what makes me so mad. He's spot on with what he's doing.
For me.
What?
For me.
For me, perfect technique. But
Perfect technique.
So we're almost there.
I don't even doing cabbage. I get it, but like, he just takes it further. Like butter's not enough.
I'm gonna take some of these leaves.
I'm gonna do the shittiest preparation of all time.
I like to watch my wife get cucked.
He says beautiful. It's not beautiful. It's fucking okay. He's got a thing full of fucking lettuce on the thing, and he's just dumped his butter-soaked, fucking brown, like wilted, shitty ass looking turd cabbage on top of it. And he's like, beautiful. No, it's not. It isn't beautiful. You're lying to people that don't know dick about cooking. They're taking your shit ass advice. It's not. It looks like dog shit, Matty. Try again.
Some water.
Why do you have this many views on this video, my dude?
So I'm gonna pour our butter, our beautiful frothy butter, right in there. And we're gonna use that
It's all burnt.
to make our
Burn as
sabayon.
fuck. Strain that butter. Brown butter's great, but the burnt milk solids that are in that butter taste like shit. So strain it and get the milk solids out. It's
White
burnt.
miso. Now we're just gonna whisk
He's got a
this
double
together.
boiler. He's gonna
Little
make.
apple cider vinegar, a little white vinegar as well. And now we're just gonna gently get this nice and frothy. We're just gonna drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. We're just making a little, pretty much a warm mayonnaise, okay? So if
It's
it
like a
gets
hollandaise.
little
It's the same way that you make like a. It's not really a. It's like a
Just a
béarnaise,
little
really.
bit of water.
Béarnaise just has like
All
the
right,
vinegar.
Here we
and-
go. So it's really kind
tarragon.
of easy kind of thing that you got to do pretty quickly. You don't want it too hot, because if you have it too hot, guess what's gonna happen, everybody? It's gonna turn into scrambled eggs. And what you gotta do is you gotta move quick like a little kitty cat. Gotta move quick like a little kitty cat. I got caught up there. I had to make it good for you. Have we added any type of salt to this yet? No. The miso is salty. So let's give it a taste.
Shitty
bit of
editing.
salt.
Yeah, it's salt.
Beautiful.
Making hot mayonnaise. Sauce by
Like,
itself.
how
I'm
do
not
you
mad
fucking
at.
fucking-
I'm just
how do you
not.
actually serve this?
Watch how he fucking serves this
So,
bitch.
I just want to take flower seeds. Beautiful sunflower seeds.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I
Taste.
skipped it.
Like how do you actually serve this? So I just want to take it out. Ooh, look at all that butter.
It's
I'm gonna
dripping
use a little
grease.
bit of that butter,
He
too.
picks it
I'm
up
gonna
out of the
make this
lettuce
for
and
two
is
people. This
dripping
is
butter.
It
He's like,
looks
ooh,
so
look at the butter.
fucking gross.
It looks like the shittiest. It looks like a piece of yellow fucking
Beautiful
cake if you
piece of
like drowned it in the ocean for 6 years and
We
pulled
have
it
our
up
beautiful
and then
sabayon.
mounted it
Look
with
at this.
sand together on a plate.
White
And now he's
miso,
taking
brown
fucking
butter,
mayonnaise,
cabbage,
hot mayonnaise
roasted
that he's made,
butter,
which is what it is.
sabayon.
You've made butter and vinegar and fucking.
Look at
It's
this.
just. Yeah,
It's just a lot
wow.
of butter.
Sunflower seeds. Beautiful sunflower.
Like, why is
seeds.
cabbage
I
there?
want
There
lots
should
of
be
crunch.
no
Then
fucking
we have
any
some
type of.
beautiful thyme leaves. This is the vegetarian steak right now. Everyone's out here eating mushrooms as the steak. Cabbage is the new mushroom steak, okay?
Bro, no, it's not. No, it's. But when you cook mushrooms, it releases a chemical that tastes like umami. The glutamate chemical. I forget the name of the. It's some type of acid. If you watch Kenji Alt Lopez, whatever the fuck his long complicated name is, fantastic dude that cooks on YouTube, does really good food science on simple things, like breaks down why the things that you do in cooking is important. If you care about cooking, look his videos up. What he's talking about right now, the mushroom steak for vegetarians, they'll take a mushroom, like a big portobello mushroom, and that when you cook it has a meaty element to it. So they compare that to steak, and that's because when you cook mushrooms, it releases something that tastes like glutamate. Glutamate is the foundation to the umami taste. You know, the salty,
Yeah.
savory, fucking fermented taste that you get from like ketchup, for instance, Worcestershire sauce, or like anything fermented. Like if you've ever had gochujang or kimchi or like any of those things, miso, any of that stuff has that umami taste. It's I guess kind of like savory, but also that additional fermented element. Cabbage doesn't release that fucking chemical when you cook it. So there's no meaty element to cabbage when you cook it. Like, yeah, you change the taste. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it tastes good. But do you need to soak it in a half a head of cabbage? Think about this. If you were to actually cook this shit down, it would turn into like a quarter cup, or not, like a half a cup of actual edible lettuce if you were to cook it all the way down. Okay,
Yeah.
that's how much actual fucking plant cellulose that you're going to eat. You're going to drench that in 2 tablespoons of butter, then make mayonnaise out of the additional butter, and take all of the mayonnaise and dump it on there, and then fucking what did he put on there? Was it sesame seeds? It was
Yeah.
sunflower seeds. It farted, said, there's your sunflower seeds. Maddie Matheson, buy my $75 hard copy cookbook.
Dude,
No, don't buy
it
that.
looks like hot fucking garbage.
It's trash. This shit is garbage, dude. And this is all of the videos that he's putting out recently. And I don't know, I hate on all kinds of things, and I'm just doing this for content. I'm sure Maddie's cool, and if he listens to this, and he won't, because 200 people download this a year, so who cares?
year.
And yeah, I don't care that much, Maddie. Do whatever you want. I'm glad that you're making a buck off your videos, but this
fuck,
sucks
your food
dick.
is garbage.
Don't make this. Just don't. He's doing just the most garbage food on his new fucking channel, and I think that it's a troll. I hope that it is, because it's fucking terrible.
Good God.
All right, we're at about an hour. We done?
Yeah, let's pull the trigger on this.
Cool. Well, anything that we have to plug or shout out? Oh, yeah, Pat's not here. Dark Mountain Cult. Go check that out. Got all kinds of cool designs, all kinds of T-shirts that you could buy, art, like
Super
fine art.
comfortable T-shirts.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of people that have his art tattooed on him, so you know that it's quality. Go and check out Dark Mountain Cult on Instagram. Go and buy smart off Patrick Seda. He died horribly in a spontaneous
An
AIDS fire
fire,
combustion.
But his ghost is still taking
yeah,
commissions.
still taking commissions. He'll get it done for you promptly. Or, I mean...
Well,
wait,
I plan on doing a seance with him soon, so I'll be able to relay any messages.
you gonna try to get his spirit transferred into your dog?
Yeah.
And then just fuck your dog, but it's
not
really
gonna
Patrick.
Like it.
Just against his will. But he's susceptible to peanut butter. Like, you just can't help it if you smear it all over your dick and naked body. Like, Pat's like, no, but his
If I
dog...
like give my dog chicken tenders while he's possessing it, it'll just like
just make
dumb
Pat...
him down into a point where he'll like lose the ability to not possess my dog and just be trapped there.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. All right, we're done.
Let's fucking wrap this up.
Peace.
Till next week.
Check out the Patreon. Luke's going to have it up by the time you hear this episode.